Addo for no church amunyana me den Addo Fred mamunyana kwaba eba the announcer newspaper so Juma de motion live ewo Facebook the announcer newspaper so at the same time motion live ewo YouTube the announcer newspaper so sem koso ewo Ghana na me de bremo me den Addo Fred Ghana be call election December 70 na Ghana ekuyi omampanyini na the woman say Addo dankwa Akufo Addo oye omampanyini a wote akonwa so sesei na owura Mahama so oye omampanyini da ewo Ghana na ni abere sesei Ghana akonwa no osan abepebiem ene ye bedo so nsemu ye be hwe nsemu se Mahama ene Addo dankwa Akufo Addo hwan ena ugiri se 2020 December 70 e was a Ghana for ekoto abama no na hwan na ugiri se was wini ankasa enam nyuma pa obia baaye wobeyeye ora Mahama wadi president da na odi president ebra omampanyinda da Professor Evans Atamils ohwere ne nkwa na adofonom sabre no na Mahama no ye vice president in the chiri na obeye president ewie ye no Ghana fokoto aba na womututia no na omode Addo so ebetena akodwa no so it say Addo neti akonwa no so se oye omampanyini awo omai Ghana mu watwa emfie miensa ene fani aka beye bosome kakra bi ewe yanim ya no na ne mre no aso na Ghana man esa ko decide se hwan biem na ewo se wo mo eyi no say obi a ye the campaign obi e kanasem obi e bode wuro kire omai Ghana se omumom ena Ghana fo etoma na obetimi ama amanfo asetenam asesa the question aye busa ne se endi se ene wo koto aba ora Mahama ene Addo dankwa Akufo Addo emu de he na obeto aba no edi ama no se ye Mahama na ope no se ye Addo na ope no enu sa question no na ye busa sesei na de me busa ne se so ope de obetu se ope goyi no de benti na opese nipa no na open se the party owo a wo so wo party no na ope ana open se wo betimi abesesa wiase nipa asetenam eno na ope enti saa ne ma no mienu ni nyina no wo se utime kire de opa ankasa na Afri Ghana fo ehu de eko enti omomienu hwan na ope no bomodin na kire se de esitie na yehu se asumasi na ope no ana se wei na ope na yenhwe presidential candidacy obi anam a wo ye ne campaign Babs White smart Babs mechia baby a obi a Bab Y Grant sorry by Y Babs Y Grant mechia baby a obi a Babs minim say UK boko obeti yenkaso Ghana for obi a make a decision na ayeden if we say obi a dwene say why no person or to abano mano na o to abano so reason benti na de koto abano o share say nipa no political party anything na koto abano ana wa mo asetena makoyie ana wa mo abusuafo bi asetena makoyie eno na ye behwe eno Addo dankwa Akufo Addo ekasai na ensem odi to dwa no eye nsem bia mu oduru paaye Dr. Mamudu Bawomi asoso akasa odo so nsem odi ato dwa no emu oduru na eye Mahama so akasa ono so akansem bebre ese edun ketia so akasa ono so de nsem bebre atodwa adofonom ye be hyase na ye tie ensem a ekokokoso ewo my Ghana mu it is a wo hweme a jumade bo hwe the live ewo YouTube the announcer newspaper so at the same time Facebook mo hwe no live ewo the announcer newspaper so betimi a share video no na woni oben wo no so no wanya bi a hwe because onko a enhwe program no onko a wo hwe a enhwe da enye wo de enti ewo so ma wonu aso nya bi hwe na wo kire na adwene ewo ensem a ekoso ewo my Ghana
and the government
enti yanko
John Dramani Mahama had not affected the lives of the people of Saboba and the North generally in a positive way. We said that the wahala was too much. They had a vehicle for the development of the North. That vehicle was called SADA. Do you know of any SADA project in Saboba? They spent $100 million equivalent. $100 million equivalent. And it was supposed to help the poor people of the North. What legacy did Sada leave in Ghana? What legacy have they left in the North? Can you point to any projects? We asked them what they did with the money. They said they were rearing guinea fowls. We said, where are the guinea fowls? They flown to Burkina Faso. We are here to say to the people of Saboba that under Nana Addo Akufo, as far as northern development is concerned, the era of flying guinea fowls to Burkina Faso is over. We are a government that is thinking about the people, the poverty of our people, and to bring in policies that will uplift our people from poverty. And that is why Nana Akufo-Addo, when he was candidate, said he was going to build a Ghana that was going to be inclusive of everybody, north, south, east, and west. We are building a government with policies that will include everybody. He said he was going to bring free senior high school education. The NDC said he couldn't do it. They said it was 419. It wouldn't happen. John Mahama said if he had 2 billion Ghana cedis, he will not spend it on free SHS. He said it. That he will not, if he has 2 billion, he will not spend it on free SHS. But Nana Akufo-Addo said the education of our children is paramount. If you understand the North and you want to uplift the people of the North from poverty, the people of Ghana from poverty, the best way is through education, education, and education. That is the best way. And so if we have to spend 2 billion Ghana cedis, we will spend 2 billion Ghana cedis so that our children can go to senior high school free. And today, by the grace of God, our children are going to free senior high school and free TVET. Today, John Mahama says he wants to come back. Can we trust him with free senior high school? The person who said it wouldn't work, that we can't do it, you cannot trust him with free senior high school. The only person you can trust is Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. He dreamt it, he visioned it, and he made it happen.
All right, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Moti se wode ensem etoto to dwa we bra wo call Saboba wo koka ensem ahodo bebre kire wo mo efa niema Mahama te akonwa so wo ka se wo beye wanye ene niema na na do ye na Mahama edi kan ba bonte be ka se wontimi enye na nso na na do oye erinti wada na dipefe a kire se Ghana man de wo boa maga na atu mpon no na je na Addo pa dwumadi a wo bo no edoso Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kan sem bebre na nura mo beka ya meye program ebusa se Ghana man sika wo mo sai no se wo mo de koye enconfirm e de bi kodua nnua Savannah project no ennua no mo budget se o mo dua nnua nko a 5 million sika wo mo ye market for nnua no enyasem kitwa ennua mutimi dua ya 700,000 se sika na ss no efa he adofo no manura mesa busa se Ghana man titiri Savannah accelerated program no omo de bibi shemu se wo mo enye confirm edo na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia e de atudwai se equivalency no be $100 million se wo mo fa enyem confirm Omo fan develop sa area. And Rami Buza say and confirm no more hin. And confirm no more hin. And no na ba obi asa dia to dwa say womo say confirm na dwane kɔ Burkina Faso. E te Ghana de Japade ahye wo nsa. Se bu oman no na ma oman ma no omo ho ntom. Omo nya asundwe, omo nya chese omo ho ntom well-being no improve. Standard of living improve. Se omo betimi aye oman ba pom betina oman no mu a sebe omo ho nkyere omo. Na mwatimi akonsesa and confirm. Na mo create lutu and confirm ye hu baby and confirm the what. Na ye hu baby and confirm the what up till now. What trash him says you can more than confirm. Ya busa and confirm no here. Musom ko Burkina Faso confirm o mutimi tutu akọ Burkina Faso. Addo for them Jumadia ye very very simple. Mahama niema obeye ye no eno egu asem a egu so ka ene na Addo so niema waye ene egu so ka. Samo be kaya. Na Addo promise Ghana mindset all inclusive. Baby obia will be a district be a region be a will be no o include obia se be development no ebetumpon. Enti regions bi o ho a na esoso. Enti ma development ne kura ka se wo develop a be hu omu nwie hai enti otimi bie regions be break kan ho be me ensia e kan ho se be ya development ne be ko across board ampa eguso ekoso sesi ame no ka say eniema wo mo ye no region bia ne sika bi on be budget for region bia no eguso ye adwuma e wo region bia mu onye enyijimu onye se we firi kuro we so we free voter region, we free Ashanti region, we free Eastern region, we free Northern region. When you say or the baby for the nyana papa na baby for a watch room. Universal Ghana mine a kurobako. It is a money a kurobako. Adia will be ye, ebemo mining kabum dim puntu abano, and no know mining yana a force set Jumadisa and Koso. And now Recosem. Sir, former president of the Republic of Ghana, Urajo Mahama, what be the president? Will you be what? Why a vice president? When the importance of say ethnicity problems, it me ba, and I wouldn't tribalism situation, it me ba. Now a binum ewa party, a preachi sa near mano. Adi omodin titimu eba ewa my Ghana mu. Creative impression. They said the be cry buy what is you voter for asem. A buy what is you cray on pesa crow we asem. A buy what is you cray name for amma. What me a momu name? A target omo. Say omo ye. Aya abuakwa aya omo ye him for a chempi sakawa. Mo omo ye sakawa fu. Ah chese. Mo pesa mo chire se omo ye sakawa fu chese. Mafia group bi a omo chebi. Baby a president free. Na emerashe bedwani adongo wakotro a disgrace womu to that extent. Uye ya Mahama ka president wabedi bida unim importance e want timu abusiaman son de etimide ba e wosa wakasa kire wo nkrofo wako no wako share wani agide adongo aka no ho o support o preach tribalism. Sanya matan time we ebi na Kevin Taylor si America ha wo ye ensem hunu ni nsem poto ne matan time no si ha wo ye because of power mo painting mo nyini hu se tribalism no etimima okuro ebo enkura basabasa esi go nyina eye bronu we sorry tia bronu we so na bronu we ya sorry tia bronu we so na mo be mayedi o ha ya koda so abetena na mo ye campaign na sa ko bi na mo fa so ye campaign ye adi am so na ko na elections no eye between two people eye na na ta Akufo versus eye Mahama omienu no ombia obi wa oye ni omienu ay old face that was system no omienu politics move for long time ana like Mahama be dia kunya the president Ghana for uniema be dia kunya ye Mahama so enema wo ye bi an Ghana so na ora Akufo so say what dia kunya so And nema what you see the news obey. And then nema warrior Ghana food. It's in Yama would not be on to see the news was a warrior. Now the question is, have you seen their performances? What they've done so far? How can you analyze it and draw your own conclusion? Are you satisfied with another's performance, or you were satisfied with Mahama's performance? Those are the questions you have to ask. And ask yourself that the two of them, either Mahama or Akufo Addo, who is leading Ghana to paradise, who is performing to the extent that the people of the country are rather benefiting, are rather feeling the impact. Those are the measures that we need to analyze before we make conclusion. They say, and near maybe I would dear Ghanaians have witnessed it. Free senior high school Ghana for and is a woo call Ako Pilichi Echo Kansama. Mahama Kashra Ghana, my Riasemai, say free senior high school, and ya dear say, MPP for Betty and net Etiman. Now, even Onukurano, a young one was say, Adia Omun Timin yet no Muguso Kahwasem. Nanado, or promise you. On Tessa Merabi, Mobakach Ghana for say, insurance, I'm for you have insurance, on which you only one premium for the whole rest of the person's life. Oracle for the buyer also be a Tiaba Quajesa Finos I could renew. As the more promise Ghana for, say Obiba na Otia one Otiaba Kupa, rest Nebula Bunina non Tiabi. Mokachira Ghana, my and no dear bad in a course. This could see. Mobamba Gaso Mobuam Cromachan Kuntumpu. Now, man for Juma, a man for co school, Equanantity, yes, Sabaya Dachum Benny Petit Waka say, Ewo Maganemu. Was a Mudi Okada and Eba. Now, Okada no, a man for Nedjumanomukochi Okada no. I reckon say Okada Ikure 2012. Mahama Nani position is saying 2012. Ghana, my Mumusa 2012. Mahama Nani position is saying. Oni ora Professor Mills, Satuma Mahama, where vice Professor Mills president. Omumi enu the assembly call emberash ebo modi shemera eka se Okada adwuma no womotwam. Emma be ye illegal wo my Ghana mu. Then to your president, I would me make a decision I would me make say be ya wo my man be so mudi wachi a wasam na wo ka no enya de so be sasa wachi. When I would dear any moon a man for the watch. Now Becan de Mobecassi, Echina no Mobecassi. Moana Okada, Mosimo Okada, Momo bien you so Okada or Ghana beam. And that dear, what are your campaign message? Say Obelegalize Okada. Oh, Patcher saying, send a more Patcher Ghana mine. I don't ask those questions. Those are the questions you have to ask. Say, were they not the same people who made sure they cancel the operation of Okada, and they even made it a law that operating Okada is illegal in Ghana? So how come all of a sudden they've turned around and coming to tell Ghanaians that they are going to legalize Okada? Are they serious? Do they care about Ghanaians? Do they care about what they are saying? And those are the questions. Ask yourself. Says so we are serious. That's what we drink Ghana, who do Ghana. I didn't know much shemera. You dimachi, see ye dimachi from Merano. All of a sudden, number 10 after Martini and Merano Gessi baby. But make us some trouble. They say campaign messages, they don't have any serious campaign message to offer to Ghanaians, and they don't have any important thing to give to Ghanaians. So the only message is that preaching about tribalism, talking about things they cannot do, lying to the people of Ghana. Obiya focus. Obiani down CC. Motibe me cancel and concourse scot free. We can do our own analysis and come out with factual issue. And to me can try and say ne I know and I say Okada. Musukroya na mucha Okada. And I'm over say history and yet me prepare history. History is records of past events. So you can revisit it and go through everything that happened in previous times. And then see Sanya Maya no Muna Muba cancel yet Ghana might say Okada is illegal to be operated in the country. So why all of a sudden this U-turn? ade e koso Ghana no eya asumdwe emman Ghana a peaceful country obia se be ye obia ho beto no eno man no eye se be ye nipa da sani bia e ho beto no menyi ni se na Addo teso no ono ne welfare e na wo pe Ghana fo yi edie e na wo pe se be ya Ghana man e ho beto mo se be ya amanfo ati o man num no ebe hu say yes omo ti o man mo confidence e wo mu leaders omo confidence e wo omo leaders and it's abere nyina no omo ya ade a omo se omo leaders de omo bo adwuma na ade a omo ye ne ya ade bi ye kama and it's omo special confidence e wo omo leaders. So ask yourself, how come say amamu anana Addo bu oman a wi aseman agye natum wi aseman ya hu se baby anaga na hye a wayi Ghana afiri ho wayi Ghana afiri sumnum e de oman na abahyen num wayi Ghana afiri baby a na wiase na obia nim se nka Ghana kora no enka ekonachi some years enso watimi abomoden ama oman no enema esesa sesi wei ena yeka ensam so ayeka no eye obi beka no se eye visible eye ade a wutimi di wani hu enema o masisi projects o maye no eye visible, you can visualize it, and the legacies no eye real enye legacies a omo de oma no ka okohwehwa wo hu de hia bebre ni se yempe campaign mo preaching na tribalism sem ne sa ne manema no emwo ma oman entumpon so oman betumpon a asumdwe ene odo mo amuti oman nim no abere nyina no ade a mo ye bia no enya ade ede ntitimu eba oman no enura na Addo danko Akufo Addo o kasai na enura na ni bere papa yi because hano se sa asem ne koso na Ghana man amanfo condemn sa act no na eya asempa momi entie sama na Addo danko Akufo Addo wo de etudwa enura na fi ya analyze ensem na
this name calling and insulting seems to be a feature of Ghanaian public life, which is, but sometimes one would hope that when things come out, people would comment on them. The comment made by my opponent, Achim Sakawa people, I've not heard any public figure in this country, independent, yourselves or anybody, comment on it. It's completely unacceptable. If I was to get up to make a comment about Northerners or Gonchas, you can imagine the uproar that would be in the country. Presidential candidate, a former president of Ghana, you can call a group of Ghanaians Sakawa people, and it involves the group for which the sitting president comes, and that comment goes without, that statement goes without comment. And at the same time, we hear these statements. Let's all try and bring the politics of insults to an end, etc., etc. Occasions are given where specific comments can be made.
Addo danko Akufo Addo, Ghana's president, na muti say what the ensem to Ghana. So occasions are given when specific comments can be made. Now what I should say? Addo danko Akufo Addo said ye wosi bu oman oni voter region for any problem oni Ashanti region for any problem oni region for be any problem e kampo mu ene hia mosomo na enam se muntimi enye ade bia ena mo antimi anyi bu oman ni ntino se ya hoye o se ya otan o se ya nibire o se ya die o enema na Addo ye nyina no mo sorry and mo create confusion. Mo ke cansem be create sin be to say the problem be so kra wo Ghana. That's me bu samo problem be na wo Ghana. Ghana ya asumdue man. Amamu papa na Addo ode agu akwan mu no. Ama for feel confidence e wo mumu. Na sa wote ho na aban bi ti akonwa so na woni confidence wo ni padua mu a. Se sika kra ni uboto. Na sa wo ankasa wo hu se o feel proud se ba bia wo firi no. We di gia eno kwa ya asem kese e wo ni paduam Nanado, amamuya wobui. Promises be or promise ye be oh deliver. And we are witnessing the deliverance. Ye hunyama woje, and yes, bia, assembly will be bien anoka, and the person is not fulfilling. And ye nearma womoje, and they are doing. They made the promises and they are fulfilling the promises. Nama betina kunyaso, mama betina kunyaso. Be 8 good years. What the Ghana actually? Ghana, how many years am I Ghana actually? Over 272 years. Mama Ghana ho chira Emma nipa diare wo manum. Mama amanfo soon. Mama binum ekom diomo. Na ma binum di awerho ene se. Ebinum abie omunwuma. Awo munwuma no etu mpon no. Na mo di dum so 4 good years, complete years. E dia say amanfo adwuma, ahye amanfo capital. Ama amanfo akotire fi ohiam ne agotirem. Muwia masa be kase o adwuma ne omanum na na ade ba wo mi adwuma. Meanwhile mo na mo create sa problems we nyina. What creates our problems we nyina? Yeah, can. Obi won chen na say me different. Ma me ka say mo kire madofo nom. And some anado enra one na true for a interview. Na me bema mo atie baako mienu miensa bi. And some anado editu dwa. Sa abusuante timu sem no. Tribalism sem na obo preach no. And more my Ghana ntumpon. Mahama esedun katie. Some will be yema o my Ghana. Bon kwana mo dawuro nchire Ghana. Some person mo be dia kunya. Na dia we ni dia we. These are the things you are going to bring to and enrich the people in the country. Tell us. Say you are going to raise the standard of living of the people. And these are the things you are going to do. Come out with your manifesto. Explain to the general public. Convince the public so that they can make choices. But when you create scene, you bring like fear, panic, bring like Ghana, something is happening in Ghana, which is untrue. Nothing bad is happening in the country. Ghana is a peaceful country. Everybody is feeling happy in the country. One thing you have to understand is that the president is a president. Akufo. You see radio stations all over the country. People have been lambasting him, insulting him all the time. Have you seen him reacting on any of them? He keeps quiet all the time because he believes in democracy, freedom of expression. Now, why is more yet freedom of expression? Now, as a result of that, mo man no could be nerdy. Now, mo preachy identity muba or my Ghana. Just ask yourself. Ubi say yadepa. Could be your best sayer. Now ye tribal problem. Because all can't tribe way, not tribe way so becount, tribe way so becount and intimidate problems eba ewo kurubie. Never be a cost obiti kuruma, sa kurasini na ompebere bimbo, Kevin Taylor. What the kuroma no no pirichi and tokwensi Ghana, nantokabisi. Bonnie, bay ye no home fiat in the nippedu munitino. On fana no gas and pa. Bema mine no kure tumpon. Just a bon in the bay no fin take Kevin Taylor Montino. Or sorry, is some be a yensem unquano back at the now we be catch the viasemine say Ghana, oh, can be beyond the cabisi about November. America betraba November. Ghana betraba December. America population 300 million actually. What to say I am Shishebi or mine? Obia feel happy. Kotuaba na obia tie obia policies ni programs. Mon kwa na mo de na we besi na we besi. Na we besi de patapa. E na kotuaba. And now we say bia we bema che wan. We one bema na dey say. Who are you? Na mo sorry na mo cancel bi edi enkabom ebeba wo man Ghana mu. Hwempuntu ekoso wo Ghana. Hweniema ekoso wo Ghana. Because of my selfish gains, because of my greediness, my political agenda. You don't think about the ordinary Ghanaians, the poor Ghanaians. You don't think about them. You're thinking about your sole aim. Listen, you are thinking about your own welfare and your families as well. Now, do you think Ghana belongs to you alone? Huh? Mahama, we are grateful to you. Eka baby kura ka wabedi a what deep vice president ka lose crown ka wonya wadwene kura sen ka be contest bi because only anything better be a beka kire Ghana for only anything be a different be a de Ghana for this and confirm be yire nkwa na de Ghana for na Addo ka asem bi na asem e kan o kan muntie Ghana man muntie asem we
campaign me do ko Volta region adeba kona o ka ho asem ye say onye obi a oye nyimu onye campaign na utia will be na ma ye campaign or sa then ye necessary say because remind the man force
yeah say kasa ibinum so pese de ba asemi I say your government your some kind of tribal agenda for cancer. I can't understand for the life of me how anybody can make some of those accusations. If you say here, say me ko na ma ko ma won so say for me you na Ghana back na so be because say me pese Voltarians they will say this you na enya no correct. Now, better say me am ko no ne hu manim me tie me akasa me ne am no akasa directly to tell them that there's no such agenda. Mean tisa one na ma ye kan say we ever say achim for saka wafo.
I know what it.
Mate cuz I'm you know I don't know how to put it but I am a ferry so be our be the Ghana man penny. Between them now,
we need to cool be now.
Say a particular tribe, yes, Saka. Well, the end one is paying for a Wagana Hano. A bunny say, yeah, you said that to me, sorry, and can be. I got of thoughts about now, a better civil society groups, a better a soft one paying for a cousin Debbie or paying yes, Anna. Kasado de here ha na me nka MPP fo mpanyin fo bi amia na me koken bibisa efa say gonja for na bibisa there will be an uproar in this country. Yeah, but it's a pity, but it is important. It's important at all times that we have leadership in this country by their actions, by their deeds, as well as by
okay now ensem atu edwano a church niemam say sa agenda omodennam e create niema bi samokaya emre bi kura na omoye registration exercise no omo share daka so nana a share da block omo voter register be ya omo ntimi register ne de ka ho we nyina kontompo agenda omo foment no agenda ye kontompo no kura bi anim our mudi create confusion any scene be Ghana. Now let's ask, say, Busa, why would you just ask yourself, say, Amamuya e kosui, and your man and Addo di gua quine. Aban be a better nasoda. Aban be a better nasoda. Now buy a better nasoda, Sani man, or ye be or my ganem. Question of Busa, shall say Busa who we are enon. Or ye be sour ganem. Or my man for who to more Ghana. They say, yeah, upon an Addo dino.
Na se o santo se cancel or by more bobusian bebre, more bossian bebre, by you who she in whom they are more what is awesome no so pen. No so one district, one factory, BB anyhow.
All over the place, all over the place. Maybe I could. So who follow me campaign now? So many places I make. That's one of the first things the chiefs say. Oh, and that's it. This has happened here. This has happened here. Roads are baha. The warehouse are baha. We've improved our sanitary situation. All of those. I don't know. These things don't happen in a vacuum. But the important thing is not the debt, is how you use it. And what is your, take for instance, these interchanges. We're building 4 interchanges. Tema, Pukwase, Tamale, Obechamilamte, Kaneshi. 4. For something like 289 million United States dollars, or 4. Kwame Nkrumah interchange, built under the presidency of John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, 269 million, just one. That tells you about the attitude towards debt. A responsible attitude that is interested in value for money, and one which is about Yeah, well, and how we can pad things. I think that the developments at Ghana these last 3.5 years are the greatest justification for monies that have been borrowed. We have slowed down the rate at which we're accumulating debt because of the kind of way we have structured our debt. These various bond issues that have come have done in such a way that we have much longer maturity dates than we had before, lower rates of interest than we had before. So the whole rate of debt accumulation itself has gone down, and we have much more acceptable debt GDP ratios than we had before. All of these are the sign of the good management of the economy that has made it possible. So I'm fortified by one thing, and then be a Akufo somehow or other will be a kind of found. Yes, I'm family. I believe strongly in the system, so be a walk on, but you are cardio. That's the democracy that I have fought for all my life. So Ghana need be a one if I who dear or best sorry or because Akufo Addo crime utinya mefe. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that. Because if you are one who can say Zunsu team you know, now it's a draw. It's and everybody should have the opportunity to open their mouth and say what they did. But the key is the validity of what you're saying, the accuracy of what you're saying. Are you they're okay? Abawumu na baby enim. They're okay, no cry na enye no cry. That is the more important thing, since you have the right to speak. Don't worry, I don't have a problem with it. Intina se kofo ka any who say okay. Because me susumi wo kwa betumi yi manu I will suggest yes ampa because we be aba and
okay.
All right, Nana Addo danko Akufo Addo na mote se wo kyerɛkyerɛ nneɛma mu. Enti nneɛma na wo kyerɛkyerɛ mu maako amaga na man etene nra credit ye the man two for and womo interview na wone womo etwetwe enkomo. Na yenhwɛ adofo no interchanges a womo si no wo man Ghana. Womo se womo si maako enan, baako mienu miensa enan ekume mienu, ekume miensa, ekume enan. Meboa enan interchanges enan no. Ghana, Sika Ghana, etua, $289 million. And ye see interchanges at 9. Mahama pencil interchanges no on the baako ena osi no Kwame Nkrumah ho. Na sa interchange no Kwame Nkrumah interchange na wo ye no o say sika $269 million ena o de ye. Enti ye compare and contrast. Enti eka beye few beye skaka krebe $20 million na aduru interchanges maako and sika. Na wode say sika we aye interchange baako pe. Obi so the same sika eye de wudi interchange baako no approximately sika na no or the year interchanges and 9. Na osa be kase womo ye Ghana basa mu disika womo ye se wa hwe obi otenchen won jeje na won hwe sa de we o se sabe ade no kore wo ho a wo untimi mfa asem esie enemete se vice presidential candidate and running mate to John Evans Atamos Nana Jane Opoku Ajima Vako aprobo baby. Now I say unacceptable. And so I brought for me papa. Unacceptable. Say aban bi betena so at say Ghana constitution ma ho kwan say aban bi betena so a also to ade aban bi so aye. No kore. Enti eyom nwanwa say eniema Mahama aye bebre no. Wo mo entu ho anamo. Wo mo enko ye anase wo mo nko to aso. Now, why I say interchange baako Now, what the $269 million a year? Obi the same interchange, you know. Obi Mako and 9. Or the same $289 million difference by $20 million. And it's interchanges and 9. And it's all shame. So just of fitting and work so project no to us. I also finding out to say project na nipano SCN and pan value no. And now we move over price. And as we inflate prices, you have to find out and send work to us. Sabe, so babe take over a few be or penny be ho, abe take a juma bin penny. O share, o ya bibi to say inventory, a share near my wall. Ever said the decentralizing near man, balance account. The projects about CC, a billion who said, Kwame Kuma interchange, you could about $269 million and a year back. Now, and 9 will be the $289 million in a year, and 9 the same interchanges in Libya. The NHS is almost shame. It is a project to be or maybe a month to us. That means a beer, not almost share. A choir mufasu see a choir mode contract in the panel. Contrast in the baby or the ma be a so sourcing. Instead of say competitive bidding, Omo fan call Emma contractors in Obia maybe they say or also person will see. Nipa baako or your minister or your one you no kukuru no their money near. Say when I'm the contract we am or register company. Nebra, never yejuma. The register company, nebra. Now also be take it over. Now me mal contract negosi. Instead of say competitive bidding, I'm a genuine contractors, you know. I be the most successful one, and I say you're qualified now for you know. They don't do that. And just imagine, my year yes, I need my way be the year project. Now obi kwa twasu bi. Now no coffers our responsibility now. More year na almost one year due diligence, no. No more coffers no more finance agreement. Debbie. You have to investigate. And to be all more investigated. Come on, yeah, or mushim. Appropriately, no meaning some ever babonti. Sasana Jenana Opoku Ajiman Air Candia. May Sabusani say, affordable housing, why not at the buy? Affordable housing, and your Akufo at the chassis at the bar of my gun. Now, the question I'm asking is, go for free accounts and buy a better now. Mahama. Any Professor Mills nearby. On by now affordable housing and never one I need you. On my jay, I'm affordable housing is to Woodham. I'm at the same in Woodana. Jenano Poquajimaka say, Fua Katakata, dear my Professor A. Or Don Dramani Mahama, yeah, your Majaman account. The same thing affordable housing is she Woodham see. A be won't crop a billy sukumasin crying, Nina she Woodham because and I'm more also mutu. Now we must make sure say Sadiano or to one among they didn't do anything about it. So just imagine now you are coming to criticize. Over criticize it. Meanwhile, most of some buying what chase and your many she wouldn't ama she wouldn't. Into Wabusa who say Buankra land port. Why na ya Buankra land port? Someone in my jusso. Why we never just wouldn't Buankra land port. Reason to me ya Buankra inland port no any say beya companies be anasa amphobia or free areas be to say free and krobi to say what the one bu companies be a binum free Mali a binum free Burkina Faso a binum free areas bebre and Ghana. Ebe yi omoniema ewo eye tema habo and it is our companies no omo bomodin da bia omo ba wunum se cars omo de ba ekwan omo fa so ekọ ene de ka hu nyina ya asem foforo be huna cars bebre na asese sisi kwan da bia be huna kan kwanhia godo bebre na eba Ghana we nyina no omo mpanyin kofo hu se obie inland port no wa edweso a ebe prevent and as ebe boama accident no kura ebe bebre no eto etwa at the same time ebe man na easy say obi free Burkina Faso ana Mali ana Tamale ana say wa ana say baby ebe senako tema akoyi ne niema on betime yi no wo edweso no madan o mani na omoko na so omokwan na ankoye tintin ebesa create job ama edwesofo at the same time hotels ne niam bebre be boche se ho be bai ho be yekese ho be develop akwanimu busa ho se Mahama betena so no ode ne nsa da bia na otwam adweso ekọ Kumasi busa se ode ne nsa koka adweso land port no we ye nya atwom kese ade bi ona ekoso a before we beka asema condemn obi no find out na fe busa se die be ntikura na wo condemn nipa no na se wo condemn nipa no so a wo so no die be na wo so ye na Jane Opoku Agyeman a oye Mahama running mate Ebra Mahama eye president now oye minister of education oye minister okọ Kumasi da eti minister wo kọ Kumasi a wo kọ duru adweso no inland port na afu na awowo ayi mpetebie nkura ene ayi your friends and frogs nom ene emze sibo nyina wo bi na mu hu ye no de ba de na mo ye fa ho enka sabre na wo ye minister enti sa wo ye minister na wo kwa enka sa niema no at least as a minister enka ube busa wo cabinet meeting ube busa say mi hwama ko Kumasi mi musa Buankre land port esi ho a wo mo nyeye yeso ne ete akonya so adenti na yenye Buankre land port no ene de wanka mu wieye mu di mu 8 years wi abetena nchen no se de wahu se ebinum ye project ebi nto aso mahu nya atwom kase pa no ebi no se he tete no na mo ka asem kire ya na yenye analysis o se de ye mama hu se mo meka asem nkire enko scot free e ma ye mia ya no simple question Buankre land port no ewo adweso wonam adweso kwan no so konkran ana ofiri nkran besina Kumasi a ewo kwan ho pe se ofiri adweso ofiri Kumasi konkran a onsanifa ewo ho pe enti uduru ho a obemu se onsanifa ewo ho at the same time ofiri nkran be Kumasi a uduru adweso fam ho a onsabenkum ewo ho enti ewo kwan ho enti pese mebusa running mate Jena na Opoku Agyeman se sabere na mo ye minister of education na wo Mahama ban mu na Mahama ye mampanyini no enti na mo Kumasi no mo hu se Buankre land port no ho a mo anya hu bibia because Akufo na ye se wo ye enti mo pesa mo ye kwa na Akufo credit ene de mo se mo de amanfo ento aso meanwhile contrast bebre amode ma amanfo no contrast ni bebre ye so sen ye ka se so na enu na medi kan kire mu no enye competitive bidding ya ma ho kwan ama qualified genuine contractors eja mfa applications anu so obi so ye minister na wakukuru no de amanunua ebi na hwe atwema mponua Ghana bauxite yo mine bauxite even chrome for kra no omunya benefit bi amfiri mu wo ho na yetimi akukuru na ye de ama obi bauxite kese o me no beje ya Mahama so osaba obesa the bauxite no asaba obia obesa the mineral resources eje ya na mobia so meaning oba ni nua Ibrahim Mahama the bauxite no mje no atwema bonua no obesa de ama no na ye busa se busa hu this is very, 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 very surprising. Now, are you serious? Ghana witnessing your mom. Ghana facing problems under Mahama's regime. Now, Odikaka says Ghana was short memory. It been short memory. But we trying to prove to him, say, we remember everything. We haven't forgotten any single. We haven't forgotten anything. We are focused and we will still remember everything. Aha, na kuya de ade pena was in my hometown. Nyina hini aha, was the kurom na bauxite the wo. Ni kuromo Mahama tia konya so mu kukuru bauxite di manim bia. Ibrahim Mahama. Na bauxite ke sia kuromo fo ni se o ma be top bauxite no. Etinya regional minister ne bae e na obe CZ equipment. And Oka said no, on must have a contract no onye ntum. E de hu nsem bibiri bae. E ka say it does Ibrahim Mahama dia. Meboa. They say Mama so be dia konya obi a yagye ne mineral resources bia obesa de ama no na mame musawo Mahama kwan ben so pa na abefa so bedi akonya ne sese wo Ghana for just obuni interest wo mu sese yi nipa 1 million and a kotu tia na nka obi kura nkon contest bi what we a certain president now we have population of 1 million and you have 50,000 200,000 1 million sa tam kura no na voters register no na e bloated after the electoral commission hokra no na equipment bi sisi wo enya Ghana kura na control mo na mo control sa na emanyina say sa voters register ye cleaning no ye ayi fishy names ni nyina afiri mu azan names na hyehyehye mu no ma ye afiri mu it is I register no kura no nipa 1 million etutia Mahama na say register ye clean nipa say na betu atia we no nya de say ade bi say ade ye kan say ade bi obi body trim e na aka ade a obvious wa nkasa ubetimi ehu ma me ga asam nkyere mo ade ekoso wo Ghana sese no empuntu ekoso ene amanfo omani gi wo man mu no bebere bona na Addo abaso o mahu se wa besesa wo man ne pa hyebere na bebere na nso da yese o man a wotim within 3.5 years o man ne betima sesa abaye te se paradise asase so within 3.5 years too na yenim wa betina konya so mo betina so 8 good years na matime de Ghana kone chi say na masaba yeba na musisi za dada na manye mo betina so 8 years ya mam opportunity daba da mienu nko a emfie nwatwe wantime anya yeba ebesi wa hwe se a teacher for anyway jumade emotion life ewo the announcer newspaper wo Facebook at the same time ko YouTube the announcer newspaper mo share the live for her obi an subscribe to channel no se be ba ya mo benya hwe YouTube for mo hwe nyina mechia mo Facebook for nyina so mechia mo hwe ba me ga sam nkyere mo amamuo pa na Addo ode agu akwan mu ntin Ghana for ma enwo confidence ewo numu investors ewo confidence ewo numu we are seman aginatum hwe presidents ahodo maba Ghana aba visit Ghana hwe ahemafo aba Ghana aba visit we chere leadership no ye intact enye bi ni se en confirm timi tutuko Burkina Faso aye hu confirm no enye bi nim se binum botom omo ye die enye omo kan ko no eno nko ane hia but ni pass setna no omo so omo benefit from na Addo de se betu dwa muntie sansem we na fe yensan ento aso
Nana yenka emabunu ho asem ye use all this time. Me say what transformation agenda no ye vision kase opese o magana fo nyina tia se kwan be na office mabunu no dachi betimi aboa na efa
me fi se sise aye nyina no e mabunu titru anyone ya eba benya ho faso se school call to the digitization of the economy, the diversification of the economy, improving the manner in which we do our agriculture, the industrial transformation, all of these measures being put together. Then the specific youth in agriculture, youth in afforestation, all of these youth-directed projects are putting together the foundation for expanding access to employment for the youth of our country. They are the majority. So whatever you do, they have to be the first target in your vision of doing things.
Okay. And that's say enyumre wajemre na oni etimi atwetwe nkomo wo man FM na 2 ne station ahoro nyina akaso. Na so bia
they say Addo Martin sensem bebiri a wachirem youth no mabunu ehu hia no mabunu ehu adwene ewo ne tirim se be ya mabunu benya adwuma aye na omososo anya sika to mbotom no betima hwe omabusuafo omo mpese omo ware be ware omo mpese omo establish businesses bi betimi aye won wo si ho leader or dwine mabunu ho Mahama betena akonwa so ye mu dia waye just imagine so betena so was supervising Kania dundum for 4 years meanwhile on the another Kania mu na the ministers need the Kania na wo dia wo da sumu for 4 years. So ukasa your company bi wakoto fish wakoto uye cold store wakoto to saa niam bi wakoje bosia wo bank se wo ye wankura wadwuma kakra na wabebie saa company si na wo de ye wadwa cold store si nyina bebire guye as a result of doom so what your mind mu na wankasa kura no chese unni arishemu obibiem sa wo da sorry a yebedi mo ka ne wunim sa yebe so ka ne wunim sa na obeda sumu wunim sa ntontom ba hwe wunim ni nyina wa supervising what na ho enya adaje enya mere ahwe se sa de we yete ba koso e wo manfo ho na na mabasa mo sa be pa akonya atena so je na opoko agman running mate Mahama running mate no a minister education we teacher ni kasia ba akon teacher ni kasia pa mini aba Cindy Cash mechia ba bia obi a Cindy Cash minim so ho ye pa Cindy mechia wo bo adwuma koso bo adwuma pa so won na opoko agman waye ochirechire ni kasia ba akon at the same time University of Cape Coast waye vice chancellor wo ha just waye obi a wo nim de pa ye oye obi a wonim achichafo mu sun ni omo bre obi a go training college or ko toaso kora university oba University of Cape Coast ento ni achichafo situations omo nam wabaye minister of education achichafo a Kwame Nkrumah penso odi allowances saba samonye allowances na achichafo no mu di o ye nyina ko training college enti nyese ye ko ye no na ye gi allowances no ne ye gidi ebi uko school at least ye be ma ko to teaching materials. At the same time, ebi awo 1 or 2 things bi awo obeto de aye ho. Enton che wo textbooks bi abeto. Ena ebi obi okra na oni obi awo hwe ni school. Ono na ehwe ne ho school. Enti with the help of the teaching sa allowances no, otimi de bi eto no ho, edidi de hwe ne ho, ya makwan a wo de afaka edi akoni kurom. Etimi abo nipa bebere amama timi akọ school awie kira de sese. Ebi ma be yem pen 42 ahodro Ghana as a result of teaching allowances na newo. Mahama Baya wanye very considerate to teachers. Woni na Jane Opoku Agyeman. Wo ye running mate to sabre no ye minister of education. Wonim achichafo bra wo mo bre wonim how achichafo wom. Wanye very wanye very sensitive to teachers. Just wanye achichafo pride ho. Na wetima be twa allowances. Se me mamo nye allowances no. Se woni abusuani ni wantima amfo anko teacher training college tenafie memma mo nya allowances no textbook when you scan the textbook stay home my friend what be your minister masha saade wo yama nakoso nurse fo a wo mo ekọ nursing training sika ye de ma nurse fo se nurse fo mo nye na mo so mo mfa to mo niema wo ahwe nursing course expenses wo mo mfa to niema kakra se be ya mo betimi akọ nursing training na wie na mababo man na mo man na tumpon eya Ghana sika o enya Mahama usika ena na Jane na Opoku Agyeman musika eya o man sika sabe Ghana will go diamond bauxite oil the same o man sika no ebi na Addo betena so a odi ama free senior high school a ebinom emma eko free yakase binom a kire se obi a nanka onni sika na nini obi a so se ne babetima ko training or ne babetima ko senior high school enei wodi abase wo ba na watimi ahwe ne kakra na waduru babi okọ senior high school na onye sika mfa nko senior high school na Addo se oboawo amwa school kwa ebra untua kapre eno no mo ba ya Jane Opoku Agyeman ya campaign na se me say what can say the reason why ye double track no and Mahama Addo no mama fa common sense and to near be ho if you say na wo senka Mahama dwumade bi de o sha ase e blocks no 200 community schools no na was en ko bewie na afi school for no nya baabi akọ na say nam accommodation problem no en koma double track ne maso de ne ma mi busa o en koma maso na de idea no wan na de bae mote mo baabi o mo ma betra so 8 years free senior high school bi de ba mo se wontimi nye aduma bi an say wo ya remember say lapses beba baabi and into the free be contingency measures so lapses beba baabi a now we find solutions. Now they are counter lapses. And irrespective, say, what free senior high school nearby, it doesn't mean that they didn't know there will be problems and the way they will tackle the problems. And they are doing that exactly. And to say no, because of double track, and because of Mahama community schools, 200 schools, or man twice in Tina. Mami Musa, some schools now is the contractors ben or the mouth. Contractors, Omufa a competitive bidding and also bidding and also sourcing. Now Anton Chenkuran. Sa idea no. Na omusi for no musi sa name no mo ye for the ba de ankasa. Na obi abaso no abeto aso. Na wo ye enhihye pa. Se be ya manfo ho beto mo. O fa bag na de asen. Na oku school. Uwie school na. Ebi wasaya creating loan facility bi ama. Says our loan facility no kwaje and once we show card say we are Ghana ni o qualify see a man loan now what you call tertiary institution it is all we free senior high school no that's a wuntimin twaso kra na loans opportunities wo ho a wo betima ko no wako GB na we are 12 schools abrochire America yewe ye nyina eko school wa ha no your students loan. Say I'm still paying my students loan with the exception of Nansaya or my extending it to December. But some be a students loan. They medical school no. But some be a yet. What I say? But some be a yet loan no. If you way I bind it to my essential way. I create opportunity say co school free. We are who say tertiary institution. Say a university, polytechnic, technical other sectors, adding so beko. And then they say they all yen say. So we a free senior high school ya. Sa kwache bosia. And also be shows how we are Ghana in Nadu Ghana card actually. Now mama bosiano, or the bosian mawa, yes, what we school year, Juman wash us here treat. The same thing I want now on my Ghana 3.5 years. Education sector. Now do it my best some way. At this century, anyway, I bring our mind within 3.5 years. Now, Obi one check. And we will do this. And then maybe I come, we will do this. You can actualization. Who has done it? We will do no. Yeah, baby, yeah, trao. Baby, I drew baby action. Promises are my and actions. And I yepe. And then another promise, Ghana, my say free senior high school. My brother, my sister, you can testify it. Say your brother, Biana, Debiana, this is Kakoman. Who am I on it? And I will Ghana. O brother, Biana will go school. Now we yamushi show because we need school fees. So called Bob Bosiana and Naku school. Unia baby and now baby. Say. Semester ni bedru na we yemoshishu because oba be busa school fees. Sa ne mani nya ye 10 of past. So obi musa obi ahwe. Eno an sa wo fro car. Na kuro na wo kwaso no. Na wakotena kuro car no. Mu na car watua lorry fe. Na wakosi kuro num. Okwa na wako baby e do wo house one. Eno akọ house prefect wo. Maba house one mini me did that the Fred, maba. Nana maba school. Ya sama school uniform. Me no. What did you school? Be a woman the mouth. Nabusa say, and it's our opportunities when you are never Ghana. And the bin maba connecting a president, so president, so no, or man few or my Ghana. A bit of Mahama no better now, Kunyasono. Sam Melano, not oil, ever Ghana. Oil, cry. Oil, no one will discover you. Kofo no ma ban so no me discover oye enti mo de mo de baby cry relax e na mo ba beto so mo ba beto so hwe de mo de ye de mo beti mo de ye se Ghana fo hu ye hwa ho kire course wo Ghana na wa hwe se na Addo aba na electricity problems amu jai to homa Ghana dum so amu jai to homa Ghana no watimi ama electricity no je adwuma sesei e je say no more dum so e wo Ghana electricity ni ye adwuma sesei e ma sesei confidence aba omo mu bie enuma obi ho a eno an se wo fa na tare na wo fa ne equipment wako register the company na wo ye na adwuma because when we said obenya electricity security no or intact. Now just imagine somebody doom so aba. Ma betwitwa training colleges allowances, nursing training allowances ma betwitwam. A deals akudro amoye yen confirm etime yira enua amusimu duamu nua. Hwe deals akudro sika mutuatua na illegally ma amanfo. Wayo misika ya mutimi kukuru. Na mo de akoma wayo misaje. Jisika no yen kreti yen kasa judgment debt. Na yen trust e be ma usikase. Na yen famam na my percentage. Create, loot and share. And na mo ye. Na mo this can come awayomi. Sky mo di ma awayomi. Matina mi do no wa ban nim na ofiri mu. E ho abufuo nti no. Matina mi do gina also the assembly court. So a single person. Ema yebuya ne bem. Sa Ghana ban mu ntua wayomi sika no. Mo nyimfiri ni nsem na mo fa bi enye nsuo enkonkura ase. Momfa bi nyen kanea. Momfa bi enye railway lines. Momfa bi mwana free senior high school muntu hudwuma. Dia be na Mahama person mo ye even attorney general no tro kra say case no mo ni interest wo. Ghana sika wo makukura ma wayomi. Obi atima di akire se wokoje sika na ba. Ya di asem na bua ne bimsa ampa otua sika na. Mo se mo ni interest wo. MPP bayi e no mo nya kwan se omo gi sika na omo call court I say omo gi sika. Na no mo dwene Ghana ho. Sika ye o mind dia. Mo kwaje o mind sika nsamo na mo de ma nipa no. Mo san kwaje sika ne mara mo say hey mo ni interest wo. Enti sika na fa hen. Me be say me busa say sika na fa hen. Mo ni interest ewo. Ampaso mo anya interest wo. Mo ankwaje ama nei na MPP ba yo mo sa akwaje. Na wa na mo do Ghana. Na mo dwene Ghana ho. Mo di Ghana be kwa chire some yes bia Ghana nte ase. Some yes bia Ghana nte ase. Hwe ma menka asem nkyere mo. Adofo eniema na Addo de agu akwa mu sesei. Bebere ayo o madwene se. O mahu sam pa wa ye adwuma pa. Free senior high school no kra no eya de kase bia wa ye no man Ghana. Krobia bekoso a eye education. Nipa 1 million enya free education ko. Enye what America na nka baba fata tefu na wa froze orgy school fees. O UK o baba froze orgy school fees. O Germany wo fa se be froze orgy school fees. Ani mani nyina se atwam. Sika benya na ewa u sika egubotom. Sa wo Ghana na nka utimi ukọ afuom ena sebe wanya usika kakra. Ukọ makola na akoton niema. Ukọ circle na wakoton niema ni wanya usika kakra. Na wo disika ni nyina akotua ba school fees. Se skana na utiti mo wremu bere ansa na wanya e de akotua ba school fees no. Se skana o mo ni bia. Wo de ma aba ni nko school nko sua de. Onko tena school de mo keke. Na onsua de. Just imagine. Nipa 1 million. Na ka obi enya sa opportunity ya ka Ghana duru sesisi. Ora Mahama ope president ebra ne penso sa free senior high school kwa me nkroma odi bi ba ba bia na ofiri eyampa ko free senior high school what school fees ba omianum nyina o man tuatua nya na ma ba omianum nyina tuma be nipa akese no because free senior high school nitime boa wo mo emomu nim de na mo wo no o man kwoto ankre nti na sese o ma ye nipa akese ewo wiase no. And just imagine say na Addo o vision ehu say sadie we betimi ama Ghana tumpon ama amanfo asetena akoyie ama amanfo anya bibi pafiri mu a na o de sadie we yegu akwan mu say obi ama ne ba enko school so ba ne dutam okọ school He say any better now, but motinas 8 years month man. Obia ya kamo sorry kamo mom nsem. Say ya damasio, say mo beye because I say don't get ya say ne man omni Canada, na so mo Ghana, and cause say mo free senior high school bi. Say Mahama, ne bay say only free senior high school nanka woni Dubai say akwa wane Dubai and say bi Ghana ko any free senior high school o mbi. It meaning free senior high school any one masikani be ni wo mahia ni ba obi etime de ne bako. A great achievement. Now best sanema e wo man Ghana. Enu na make can say bi se hwe adofo no. Mama ya remfi. Enema bi aye di ye ni hu ye. Ene enema bi aye tre. Mama no better asem ne kura avreko. 8 good years. No, be better 3.5 years. Like Ghana is becoming like miraculous country. 3.5 years. And you've been in power for 8 good years. Alote Jacobs, Enra Okasembi. That's awesome every day. Because Alote or no correctly papa.
Don't be surprised seeing me at Akufo fruit juice and then Casa de Europa. In actual fact, it's a central regional project that we intend doing to bring on board all intellectuals from central region, especially entrepreneurs. Because initially we took the one factory for a joke, but we've realized that it can employ a whole lot of a community. Looking at even at a Kumfi, where almost about 600 workers. And the surprising thing with a Kumfi fruit juice is that the fishermen are also planting the pineapple. How much more coming to Casa de Europa, where the villagers have taken it upon themselves to help survive this factory. It's an employment because every month they are being paid. And like the president said, 80% of the employees are local women. In itself, you are putting money into people's pocket. And therefore, we believe that there is a need for us to co-join with others, especially our entrepreneurs who are coming from the region, for us to help so that in the next 4 years to come, we may have almost about 21 districts, one factory. This factory is so unique to the extent, the Casa de Europa factory, that it can produce 21 industrial products. Therefore, meaning we can diversify the factory into subsidiary factories that can produce a lot of items, a lot of products, a lot of materials that can help other industries to survive. And therefore, I see this industry in particular that having that potency of producing 21 industrial items, then there's hope for Central Region. I don't feel any because I'm a nationalistic person. And I believe that Central Region, being one of the most poorest regions, will have to survive. If under this government, policies that are being initiated inure to the benefit of our region, why not clap for them? Look, if we do that kind of Accra dirty politics, where we always be insulting one another, where programs, where contracts, where projects, when hasn't been completed and has been completed by this government, and people will be talking some kind of bad language around it. For me, so far as this region is concerned, and having these 2 factories, it's one of the best things for us that it looks like Central Region is heading towards heaven.
All right, I'm quoting exactly what he said. It looks like Central Region is heading towards heaven. Alote Jacobs no dia asem de to dwa no wono na wo ye NDC jumped nani e wo Central Region. 1 district, 1 factory asem na wo ka. Omo for mo dwuma mu no enye political party before and here for mo dwuma. Similarly to Free Senior High School na wo ho no. Omo ko school ka no enya party for maybe no mko school kwa obi etimi ko school kwa sa we MPP ni NDC ni usu timi ko school ni be free enti universal. Aside that one district, one factory, scheduled almost more than 200 factories enormously. Mahama, ebisu ye ongoing. Oko districts wa esi wa mpa. Sa nneema we na Mahama tenase ya wose ye na wonim se sa mamuo no ebinum ni mamamuo sa. Enti okotena ase no se wa ye mistakes bi wasua lesson. Catch a Ghana for a lesson because a Ghana for the Akunya share win some 8 good years. Only Professor Mills. What disappoint you, man, Ghana? In the most have a platinum be that even number Yama Ghana for be. Share one day set one factory called district cover. Now, factory no why. What the allotage of second was it byproducts over how many byproducts no kind? Factory by could me different products. Nipa do e benya adwuma ye ewo ho sa mantem ofo na so no mafa mo adwuma mu na dan no kura no mu kukura si ho no pentafo nya adwuma e carpenterfo na esi etifie nipa do a mbenya adwuma ye ewo na do one day set one factory no wan kosi ama no ho osi ma Ghana fo manyina ene wan ka so kosi ni kurom they said they binom e de family some ne friends some e de person mo destroy na do progress. Wan kosi ansi ni kuro o ye niema se be ya Ghana man obia ho beton o hihye niema se be ya obia asetena be koye okota no so a one day set one factory ABC ho okumawu a one day set one factory ABC ho voter regional BCC ho eastern regional BCC ho northern regional BCC ho say dia ba biem na ho one day straight one factory ni so na ye operational enya de say omo de oma no kan wo mo nyeye eye adwuma na kambati na akonyasi 8 years na kamutimi see this factories in kwa be 10 kura ma Ghana e ka na Dubai na so abeto aso eso factories ba akokura manjima si bia ma Ghana wantimi anka se mu initiate bibi se be yo mo ti o man nim no ebenya bibia ye na masaba bon we ma men kan kyerem asem no bebere nim secret no na me be ka secret na kyerem de wom nyina ne se NDC ankasa no Mahama Dano omunim se 2020 ni omunya akonya. They know say obelusu miserably. Mama cry away so belusu miserably. Onu ankasa wotimi so belusu. But strategy omoye ni se. Omoye campaign for 2024. 2020 di wonim so belusu. Na ni lusi no beye miserably. Na se beya 2024 no meba sa managina no. Enti na say washa ase a oni na nemu because onim say bibia ni wa betimi ama wa ba be di akonya. Akonya say the amount ekoto aba. Omo koto aba based on policies and programs. Ena omo koto based on political party. Omo hwe nipa na obetena akonya no so no ye oyema o man no etimi man improve nipa well-being. Nipa sitinam. Mama campaign a oye nyinan. Ode ne ho kyerɛkyerɛ say 2024 osaba. Eno na oye. Because they say no one so obelusu miserable no akrabe na breko. Because enya de kitwa sa. Enti de be pa no betimi de akyere. Legacy ben. No betimi de akyere Ghana man. So omo ba ye we, omo ba ye omo ye we. A very sad situation. Enti obi ama na ni na ho ye because 8 good years. Now do comparative analysis. Now do buy 3.5 years. There's a strategy Mahama what was 8 years in a while? Enti amanfo ka 8 years pa na mo betena so na mo ntimi anya hwe no. E say what the other so about 4.5 years because of being inherited Professor Mills. Now 4.5 years we be na vice president na on carbine no. Say na ka ho. Okura na ye business ni nyina. E just a president no okura na wudi ne kase. Enti so wantimi anya hwe a accept it. Say me na obedi ye no wantimi amoa Ghana fo. Kacha Ghana for so pamacha went me anye enti ebia 2030 was say 28 or consider your 2004 crowd say 2024 crowd say nya eno na man for ka say sa konwa pa Ghana konwa debi onya ndi biem eno simple mathematics enti amamu na say ekoso na do osia okan woye okan asem ne pe oje And yes, or can't some no every 1 year. Or catch a Ghana mine. Say, or the Jumedia. You to the free one district, one factory, beba. One village, one dam, beba. One constituency, $1 million, beba. Constituency never know the year. What's the constituency be a momaji? Momaji way. Would have been person with the idea of Tosso. I'm more monche. Constituency be a dear way momaji. Yaba dear non. Dear many, constituency be a momaji. Eti Mahama Betana could not power Ghana, not in Ghana for. Eti your ambulances and no dear no here. Also, on your priority now. Hospitals in whom their priority. Ni pay woo, ni pay jare, ni pay timin hospital on them as a result of ambulance in your mind. Or better now, Kunyaso, or Mufra Kunyaso ambulance 54 no de bao manga, or Mujamo my Ghana. Danado ko ambulance in yes I can handle. Nye used one. Brown new. No, this is you. Echema constituency biya. Nanado ambulance no. Okaze bushia we magic. And now Okaze tribe we magic. Wankasa was a Ghana ni bia constituency bia meje, which is all inclusive government. Ye obia oje njijimu a wode tribal ye politics. Sa suban bone na mode ye campaign no. Ye be na mbeje afiri mu. Sa niema na mode ye campaign no. Ye be pa na mbeje afiri mu. Asempa. Enti on ade no obi be kana asem se mo wo hona muhuna ade no. Mama was saying, anye ya. Mukacha Ghana for. Oh, sir. Sadeno. Samoa Casano. Ankoya Mamoa. Mukacha Ghana for. Some bet Nasino. Ankoye Amamo. Yeah, boss at the same. Joe. Now you catch the same boss.
When done all about life, never added that. Why done all about life? Well, I
said, you know what they eat. You, but so far, and somebody in the watching or reaction is saying,
I'm not going to go that as a Ghanaian. I am a roho. I am a roho in the sense today. Ghana, they be America. 90% of Ghanaians want to politics are say. And we sure many be wa sa abano sidunore yaza uye obo mana. Waba condemn mpa. Wayen is so much with enviness and esoteric that Ghana and this for worry. And would there why end this why doing that by hook or crook or the Mahama ba. Let's see na nadu enyama na oja tutu na akwa mesisa sikaro bagane min wo beti na woko enwo there eba adwunu po na wo mutsu me there mo omma na wa wo matum okay bi mo wa wo matum mo na nanu mo po nkan mo na nanu mo fi bi ebi be beti na ma nu mu me mo so ama mo so aye omma na mba dey fi edu kasia onu po de ma mi bi amboto na lo na otu kwal be no wa beti ya aju abo enwo na so well, why didn't be there? A quality order was say your man. Fide, na do bear but snadden. As then another year, Mohammed dog pow shred there. Said you only mean young son, only offer Akufo. Rollins, nala Mahama. There, one shed, as I'm about to she in see, and when you're there for night, you may find ye. I'm passing Yamito Super Ogudu Oriye. Onye mpa ye wenyi dado. Ewu there ijiazi. The moment you super papa ne wenyi dado there as in olideti ye wenyi dado. Me read the yibia Mahama na laka there. Enya ala ye nja shi wo ho. It's MPP for why there the one sika was the one campaign. Na mo mpeda mutu Mahama nkra there. NPP campaign wale ya nyami na waasha na wafo mbra wana Ghana fo hu wo de campaign ama NPP campaign NPP wa ya nyami na waasha na wafo mbra wo NPP mkrofo hu Ghana fo hu wo de campaign ama NPP na me de wonyi sika wo tutu egu say today extra so my ro hu pon there a whole ex-president a boy wano akade Ibimu waye Sakawa. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, you mean you too. There, you too. Oh, you too, because the master means or that's a fucking crabbe beer, man, over class 2 and now class 3. Or any young Korea is also Saka boy and the whole president, ex-president. And you may be one of catch a sitting president there, or your Sakawa. The master me okay, or what is the tribal war about Ghana? Then you mean see. Yami apego. Now, what the statement here, Mahama make as a one of peace council. Because this can cause trouble. Now, could be source of someone say peace watch you say. There may be a now. What you mean when you the protect trace watching? This is the time our the non junction there or no to and then go Mahama to as someone can or apologize, no withdraw the statements. Kind of fool to me, Yadamazan. Hypocrisy is too much in Ghana. Don't you fret, where's we have in America there? Mahama, and you both won't protect his watching. Mahama, the wife should be saying they won't protect Galen. Where's we have in America there? Our Uber trace watching they share, Canadian Japan. Mahama no Shasi. And they're doing me, you soon you my yard. I don't know the way. I don't know the way. Don't you President Sakawa Group. And to say, a beer, wala Arjun Papa would swimmer. The member from the swimming pool, if we want the eka, the member from the same day. So, somebody who is supposed to be a safe man, if we want the eka, is so pathetic. Now, extra, Mahama Nara, Abdul Kevin Tello, Sammy J. Few, our friend that Tracy Guacho, in Diana Rubolish, their blog is singing now, Rubo worship ya. Mahama wait your on color 1 year because Mahama vowed there by hook or crook or there over power. Them there Sikana sister when you know Kitanan or she the sister no that. It's all that to all Bennett work in the ordinance.
But me Chawano, say what you are more kind of mini proof with Santi Hono. You bet you one.
Allegedly,
okay.
I'll use that. I feel it there. Wait your on call. So I'm talking about my feelings. Me feel it there. Wait your on call there. One shot a mouth Roban. Now me there. So that's the Dania kind there. Say, if you didn't say you would be not you popular in your favor is chopping in in seeing the 1 year. It's the moment if they seeing the 1 year, that chance one of you watching which is very unfortunate. Now, Nana Jane or Ajaman. I demand so be here to do after the summer to ye. Jane Ajaman there, only to her, to me. Oh, your vice chancellor Pokevas, the worst of all. Oh, but yeah, Minister, Abbas no ye. It's what is she coming to do as a running maker? All about the why the 2 cargo trucks one a tie Abbas. Now, Kusun Quacochina, all upon a tie, while Abbas impersonators are all Quacochina. It's the 2 of them. What I want to be in what I'm moving there. NPP awards for one. NPP awards for one. Oh, yeah, the NDC awards shadow the case are you full name. NPP awards for one. Oh, the NDC was shared no the case are you full name. Today, looking at this, they have nothing good for Ghana. They have nothing good to offer. Now, there means I make you one day. Zabos Muruba Piala. Papa Abanos do, or pa, or and say, well, so about the more yellow, right? This is why are you there? Okay, why you more the trouble what cause trouble, one and why you more vigilante groups now what the one band one why one ready to cause trouble. And he said, sister, what not been there, Nada, no be from MPP so very retaliate to Academy, also Northless Day, then that will start the tribal war. And Yaminsi. That was the brain behind. Or see the action, action. It's a Nado and Kampa or people can there. Okay, it wasn't paper for way. Then as them as locals at the poison, then they will start the trouble in Ghana. Because when I was in the window will read, it's the woman trouble they see Ghana, the election is important, but they will do it. Now they have why so many ways, sir. What's they eliminating an Addo, Canadian Japan, will to me etc. Ninala Ombin, it's sister when they want so what you get Diana, Obayazi, obey you go face you one wabeye. Fide Esha, only now no poco argument. I will be a baby will try free school teachers allowance, nurses training allowance, research allowance, yeah, as a whole professor. It is a professorial title. Now it cancel them research each other after all when you the Ghana will raise a doctor's skill, or you the Ghana will raise professor's skill because that is enough. That's why one back scholarship, what by enjoy scholarship outside. Now such a person, I am would have been wasi. Or Abede, Abede no, Jason, Abede no, Onyabede, Abede or why, Oba Mama, the one pono here put a Macau Minchiado. Now there, and this is one. I can't, yes, MPP want to mean daily, and this want to mean daily one. But in America, many Yayata today, and this in they are clever thieves, and this is for your clever thieves. Because when you miss that, now so we not by your one was a see naturally. How? Because matter is what I deferred. But $1. No, I can't tell that deferred. Yeah, receipt in $100, Mama. So it's paper 10 no lie. And so because I can't tell me $100. Okay, bring your receipt. Me receipt in $100. Me $1. About you Miss Marco Taylor into me from jail. It is the MPP was show man one who kept him on such a pet. There's nothing that they can do. It's one jail one number way they did. This is one secret. I'm going and I've told people today. This is one secret. Why you be a paper tell no lie? We see to go the money you change. And say to me in injection. All them no change. Contract no sign. If you are to me one injection. It's other people on the Nadu. What's in there? Best thing for me is to focus on developing the economy. And he's doing it as well. Extra. Friend that Asha's a Ghana, all with especially school age all now. It's unprecedented. That is Fred. America away. So my family don't want to wear uniform. So my family walk to school and what to wear it ban. Yeah. Baby, I'm away. And what if parents walk this time they get me for a uniform shop. Mister, what will go school? When it came madam some more what do they make say? But what one wear uniform? Ghana wear uniform is free. Since I put JHS, what is it free? SS was it free? Don't you go to school? Okay, Wafa, lay here, my member and Gary, I'm a shit to be entirely up to you. On the past, I'm the sister profound a rasta component was about school. No one cares. Number of school, be alone here, I'm not getting off. And when you one and this, Yamaka Cabino, parents, what did you want one? Developed countries, simple. They are not benefiting from this. Now, a whole ex-president, the Elbebewa, and so one can say Hunde, oh yeah, and so one can say Hunde, oh, to where Kunipa, Abanu, Manima, oh yeah, oh, find that Pradiano, I mean, Okada. About Okada, then show where you are. As the Eba, as a Baba, and then you know what goes in there, Eba as a Baba. Naturally, and you are fighting a losing battle. Okay, make a lady, maybe Miss Okada, Baba. It's one of what Okada can, or buy one or what to have. But I am a daughter, I want to walk Okada. If you want Okada, Okada wasn't their priority. Okada in your profession. Okada can on you, Juma. What can you know why? I will say, baby, when pay your confee, but you know, for local workers for home. They are sent to wage a factory. Most of our workers so it's gradually you can walk at your dream. You can walk at your dream. Since that's all the MPP, they don't hit one will develop more vocational areas. Vocational areas in the pan on the day have a past comment to come second and you push a second cycle rain as apartments and reply. It was vocational side in the Sunday, Juma side, and one will develop war. The one apprenticeship was that workshop, fitting, working over yoga, garage, sewing. That side because never from the beyond academically, no, you're good. It will be own to me, not no Sunday, Juma, or I, Juma, near good because most of the countries like Sunday, Juma, like China, on a normal growth, one economy will grow so quickly. On that side, on there, gradually, not so what but Mahama per se as an individuality, I don't see that man as somebody Ghana than Akumado.
All right. That's my Sabasu beam running up, mommy. Running up, mommy.
Okay, it is a Macari day. And you know what going to me. Since Allah, daughter, why are you there? Yet to crack with fear. Why encourage the fear from the part because in your chance they able to have any be. Now, woman confront to us, and them who do be reposed today. That the Fred also but they ain't care about the banking system. Kennedy Japan, all thanks to Ajina Sari, or provoking Kennedy Japan. While they explain the banking sector, my sister Ajina Sari, no, on him the margin and singing. Since I want to do a DK and Mosadi, what Yamaman. Second, what is the oil money, the taxpayers' money that the government, the NPP government, who understands and knows how to govern a country, is doing to support the citizens. And Simon says the NDC has nothing to offer. Mahama will be offer and Jungle do Kada River, or I better to buy or enjoy a swimming pool. If Simon will come Mahamaton and also the Mahama to give banks will support the wash our Robert. To me now, is time up. If they will be behind to Michelle because of politics. No, in Tansa, you come out with your views, but in your output, it's what would someone impose when you offer a one flag bearer or to on madam statement right below the belt to the man. No, what else has he got in his brains to offer Ghanaians? Nothing. That is Fred Man Addo.
Medawasi Babs and Sema Air Coson. No, Mahama say Oba or the Okada Ebeba. Inti nasema wakande pa no was there legalize and regulate Okada for safety and job creation. 2012 na Mahama vice president. Now at the same time Professor Mills also president. Omo de merabi by say Okada adwuma no yet niamatan time wo man Ghana mu. Enti omo magana ni bia enkutwi Okada. And inti Okada no womu etwem. Inti me question any say there all of a sudden a year day na say there womu say womu ba womu di Okada ebeba. Mahama no. Because of person Okada omo person mu twi Okada no person mu nyina atoma no. Inti kwan obefa so ne say there we say di Okada beba say be ya mobeto abana e de amano. Just a coin be obefa so awe ni no eno ho adwuma e na adofo no oye. Enti se se mumia nhwa de se se amene mo kasai na Addo e kan asem bi na mumia ntie
na wati Okada ye motorbikes say eno mum provide more jobs esne napco
isa Okada Tama, Mrawo.
2012.
You were Mahama Bresso. Anna, Ura Mills Bresso. It's the same. It's the same. Mahama Mills Mahama. One Bresso in the air, the law against. But today, he's changed his mind. He says he's going to legalize it. So bad. This is the thing.
Because it provide more jobs than NAPCO.
How can that provide it? How can that provide more jobs than NAPCO and the planting for food and jobs? We have put out the figures of how many jobs we have created, over 2 million. We've put it out. It has not been contested. We have put it out that we've created over 2 million jobs in the formal public and private sectors. So how can you say that this source of will provide more jobs than other areas? It's just populism. It's talk, and it's another sign of this inconsistency. While you are in power, you do one thing. When you are out of power, you say another thing. It's not good for our public discourse that political leaders are so free to change their mind, because it means that people can never know where they stand with you. I will do one-term premium for NHIS. I don't do it. The next time I come, I'll say I'll give you free primary health care. How does he expect us to take these commitments of his? All that you can say is, Akwe, it's better that we leave him alone.
No. You may see district hospitals and the polyclinics and so. And to come from also Ebenia Hospital. Ezu na ohwe edintrona yetro ewo Volta region any oti na chese nipadom na enetimi pie etro mo edin enti mede endase ebremo moya die emo ni juma na yatro edie no enche bia electoral commission omo de sakrata no ebeba beto ho na omo atun safe obia se obia mbehwe edin try no se udin wo mu ana if say ekoba se omo ye krata na eto de bia obi din timi yira wo mu enti exhibition omo beye no mesremu se send your mode enibre editro mudin no momfa sa enibre na embehwe samudin wo mu a ebi say ubetime kuta o registration card but ebi omo ye register no na udin free mu no ankohwe a edan bedru ho a ye to aba no wo de card ko a udin nim ye ma on to aba enti mesrel se samre no dru ho a ahemfo ene yempanyifo mombo hudoro na obia MP embehwe senidin wo mu ana
Ise Mahama the hiano pa ne se ebinum din wo voters register mu eno pa hiano pa won pese din no ebefefe bia
so voice note but the TV program every time
se ni pay kasa no enye clear papa nti ma memmo no wahana menhwa ade
we dear Mr. Pomodiana Bomani Niami Huni say NDC for me say there is no way they will come to power this 2020. They will not win. Ain't no say what's in your Americano? Unyi and I say until I would have when you took from nothing. Acquire say yeah my power there. Say yeah NDC yeah my power there. And you be create confusion one mind. You be create tribal war mind. And you know what to me for a group of people so we are sakawa. Now someone to go then they will take action. Yeah, say town way, new town way, and kasa, or my enemy. And that is how tribal war starts. We bufu, no, I can't win once, no way I can, no way the way I tell, no way I could go, be no be I could crack, no be I could, not the war continues. Yes, I say, on mining wire basa, because NDC will not come to power. So they want to make sure that no one else would. I was saying, Ghana for you need that. So I was saying, won't pay a power, my mind. Because the air cost of Ghana, we won't be with the other. I've been in the US for like 20 years. US krana, US cracker. We are talking about 330 million people. They have election coming up in 3 months. Aha krana your mind Castiano krana. Certainly the DNA the waha. Ghana, Akaya some Jeremiah, and the air cost you. And the air cost you. And some be NDC for a Ghana mining one more day, and your mining one more penny, and now Sabi, they have other alternatives. They should let us know. Say, mine, your woman, I mean, one more papa, dear. No, be a met now, so we'll just let them have it. Not Udian and Ashungi, because young man, no near papa, no one mining. Say, young man, you to the crown and you wish me upon us who mining. We don't want to lose anybody.
All right. Many a baby or US or the message by. But from you musabusa asemini enhwe. Say NDC. Dia be painting omani abere sa. Omani abere to the stand say. Akonya no se omanya akonya no de a che se wo mo nte ase. Sa ne ma no na wo mo ye. Na se wa hwe se president ote akonwa so. Oya chimney e free Eastern region. Na moko kasa omo ye saka wafo a. Na Mahama mo pa akire se. Na moko kasa asem we. Se Mahama so ba na ono so se Nana Addo so ba na ono so be ka ho asem pe. Mo si buei monti bida. Ba statement we ntia ya asem pa. Se omampanyina wote akonwa so na mo friend nkrofo mo ye saka mo ye achi mafias. Na kamenipa frokran kan obi a wabe ye omampanyini da. Na asem ni guso kono radio station bi frɛ we esi edu nkatia ntie di ono so kan ye.
Ana onu mpani Akufo Addo da ben wo hu se kata bi wo pa ye katia pani a eya ya keno
ebusuaku ana se katia pani a
nkofo a oni wo mu bu man no wo ye takawa nti Mahama nka na oni
nti na chese okura wofo aso se na sem no kan ye no
me pa cho the offer me no onya frɛ why me so me bote gwa hwa na makɔ block o number why me pa cho
sakawa mamu a ne na nka wo kan no aka ne se MPP fo nanso achim sakawa no
wo mu ko ye ta ayi edite sakawa ye fa japa ayi nyina wo mu nyina ya achim mrante eto kasa achim mrante sakawa mrante ade gbonu me Wamu ya heko, wamu ya mutiko.
Enti na chasa no afo achimfo nyina.
Onka sa achimfo nyina, oti achim takawa boy. Boy ya obudi ani mu nyina ya achim takawa boy. Na de be ne wo a han.
Enhadwen.
Ya chese wa kasa ti achimfo nyina.
Jinwa enhadwen.
Na wamu ya sa de no ya achim takawa boy. Onka sa achimfo nyina ya takawa boy.
Jinwa hadwen yen o chances ye kwa abatu
emani
Ebise wu se na anu se bibi se sa akọ so me no asante mantemu mo pani ba ko ani se hu chew pa wo che ne ho na chew pa ba we so ase keka ko
ya se obia ka se achimfo ye sakawa boy esi mrantie na omo ya ajapade no omo nyina ya achimfo a omo ya sakawa boy
eti na che so obi betumi aka se se kwa sakawa boys
Mimi ya sefa mimi ni sefa kwa mrantie akochie mu aye sakawa ade na ye tin pa sefa sakawa boy
na Jinwa sakawa ne ye ka sakawa na ese nipa no ye den
me ta che wu ni mu a e bita ho bashi wuni ma dia friend sakawa ade ne hawa wuni se ya tin ade a won ti ase no ye de ne won ti ya
because any wo ka say ye ka say ekuo no we nu boys we ye sakawa mampani wonim se nipa na oni omonam no omo ye sakawa nti na mpese mi say ye ka sakawa no a ye nipa a wo kromfo
na kofa semba say ya sakawa ha no enti se wo nti ase dia any emisa ho kwachi
etim sasem no te Catholic Bishop Conference lebo
ya de body pa abaso
ya de boni pa abaso ya de sakawa boni pa abaso eti sabre no se empanifo to ka se dabi asema mampani dada kan wan kan yie won twensa won pa chew wo se ya de boni pa abaso
ana wo body pa abaso ya pa ho chew ya wo se won ti ase me ja se me se de boni pa abaso ya wa kata wo ti ase na wo se won ti ase so me see the body pa abaso
se Jinwa asemu a yenti ase ni ebisa
se asobua ofi bianko mu kobita adwene se ya be na bosu me bepia onu so wo ho kwa so ka che se jame how no so me gebe
nti bi enya ho ha na
so ya friend sakawa
Saka, and no, na me be so. Then I want to reach the mutio. Yeah, what's it? Ufri, say, I won't yardine. Ufri, say, I won't yardine. Man, yes, sir. Man, yes, sir. And if you say, I won't yardine. And so, na me be so explanation because me, Tiasi, and once I won't Tiasi, and say, Yabashobo, or be from Tiasi, sir. It's who explanation idea ban say a free sadri kosaka waya basobo.
Na be said there won't tell us. I don't know who won't tell us. Other than a hour, Saka of friends, that Saka fly at their base. A Chemunia, and I would say, attended you. Now, to say, attended you until we be that day. That the Mahama or Casano, why in the year or near me. No, I be too, baby. I'll tell you to some say Sakawa. Yes. Now, just come to home.
Then, I wouldn't be a friend to me. This as when you say, man, penning to a nims and Nipana or New Moya, Germany in Aya Sakawa for. Not just I was here. Say, any as all can say, not no more.
Other Mampanino Castle will be a Sakawa and Anu. Umi said, you're better friend Sakawa. The one that won't tell you.
Meant the incident beside you.
And then Sako be some Panino say, Jack Sakawa, dead letter a house.
Wouldn't send me to Jania, why wouldn't ya? Blue East Region Deputy Minister.
Addo so at your rest, you do in Katia interview or nay, as a puff for a year. Chono so, you're not so back. Or the Sakawa, or no dear, when you say, oh, Bobby Abbas. Addo the Ecoso don't know, the Ecoso, I don't know, Ghana. Na Jumadi Mocha Life, the friends say, YouTube, the announcer newspaper, so na Facebook, the announcer newspaper. So now to Danko Akufo Addo the Atuga. Or say, na mamu no nieme ekoyi, na the end of Rehoya na sefem se. Oma panyin dada, eye Orajo Mahama. Otimi nya adaji nya mmere. Ekase na nado nkorofo ne omubu oman no eye sakawafo pa se sakawafo ewo oni omudi se adwuma no eneti ehana nado pa ye na de ehana bebre ne se ehana se omampanyin dada enka oye obi a oye omampanyin dada otimu se saade na wo kan Edin Susa so bebre beba because I will know omampanyini Addo Danko Akufo Addo eba abonten ebe kase ebinum so ye sakawa enka asema nke de beba nke nya asem ketwa Addo ebofu papa yi e wo sa asem no na me sa mamo amajo ni misisi ya matie biem.
This name calling and insulting seems to be a feature of Ghanaian public life, which is, but sometimes one would hope that when things come out, people would comment on that. The comment made by my opponent, Achim Sakawa people, I've not heard any public figure in this country, independent, yourselves or anybody, comment on it. It's completely unacceptable. If I was to get up to make a comment about Northerners or Gunchas, you can imagine the uproar there would be in the country. Presidential candidate, a former president of Ghana, you can call a group of Ghanaians Sakawa people, and it involves the group for which the sitting president comes, and that comment goes without, that statement goes without comment. And at the same time, we hear these statements. Let's all try and bring the politics of insults to an end, etc., etc. Occasions are given where specific comments can be made. Nothing happens. And then it's lost. It's lost in the generalities. We need to focus on this matter in an even-handed way. I get the impression that because of the unfortunate, in some ways, authoritarian origins of our state in its where it was considered dangerous to criticize government, The pendulum has now swung the other way, where government is the only group you can criticize. If you criticize government, no matter what you say, is legitimate.
Asema nanado they are tuja no. What say akoye say obi opposition no criticize government ade obeka be legitimate. Because say was enka. So opposition no so can asem bi na December bank he holding responsible. The person should be held responsible. So can asem bi say na wa Mahama statement akokan yi. Na odi kan sha ase kura adongo ne kokan MP na Mahama share call no page. No mo sha ase use sansem we e de ye campaign. Adam Mahama mo campaign mu ni asem bi aka kire Ghana fo ana. Jebuni nhyehyɛ bia mo pesa mo de bagana ana muni asem bia ka kire Ghana mo ka mienti adofo no me be ma amanfo kwan send the text message ebreme audio na memo wasem no number we obetimi e the audio number o de ba ye 774 fabre WhatsApp so ye bebo am obi ati 774 312 4276 audio Mr. Momon Fre answer me say your audio and a fabra audio message o de ba ye bebo ama obia tie wasem na opese okan enti fa audio mum ebra na ye mo na obia ntie wasem.
Don't be surprised seeing me at Akufo fruit juice and then Casa de Europa. In actual fact, it's a central regional project that we intend doing to bring on board all intellectuals from central region, especially entrepreneurs, because initially we took the one factory for a joke, but we've realized that it can employ a whole lot of a community. Looking at even at a Kumfi, where almost about 600 workers. And the surprising thing with a Kumfi fruit juice is that the fishermen are also planting the pineapple. How much more coming to Casa de Europa, where the villagers have taken it upon themselves to help survive this factory. It's an employment because every month they are being paid. And like the president said, 80% of the employees are local women. In itself, you are putting money into people's pocket. And therefore, we believe that there is a need for us to co-join with others, especially our entrepreneurs who are coming from the region, for us to help so that in the next 4 years to come, we may have almost about 21 districts, one factory. This factory is so unique to the extent, the Casa de Europa factory, that it can produce 21 industrial products. Therefore, meaning we can diversify the factory into subsidiary factories that can produce a lot of items, a lot of products, a lot of materials that can help other industries to survive. And therefore, I see this industry in particular that having that potency of producing 21 industrial items, then there's hope for Central Region. I don't feel any because I'm a nationalistic person. And I believe that Central Region, being one of the most poorest regions, will have to survive. If under this government, policies that are being initiated inure to the benefit of our region, why not clap for them? Look, if we do that kind of Accra dirty politics, where we always be insulting one another, where programs, where contracts, where projects, when hasn't been completed and has been completed by this government, and people will be talking some kind of bad language around it. For me, so far as this region is concerned, and having these two factories, it's one of the best things for us that it looks like Central Region is heading towards heaven.
All right, Addo for me church amunyina baby obia no afi obetime the message aba mebo am obia tie number no na me dey to screen so no Jumade Motion Alive for YouTube, the announcer newspaper. So at the same time, Motion Alive, and for Facebook, the announcer newspaper. So me editor the Fred.
Dada Fred, good evening. Oh, me shall be a what if for be a Ghana Funina. Me patch more question, Kakra. Because my who say airport and once and the airport swinging me who's watch me. I can't once them. Ya pesi bisa Ghana for ya pesi bisa say. Se ano na do den all ye $150. Ye ni ye money ye kuno no ye fence ye bushianum se ye Ghana. Sa sika ne ye kofa no he. Dada Fred ye sro sa se mo ye hia ye papa because yan tra ho no mo ma fence and pension fully ye biem. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Na do promise ben or babo the men harm of promise ye. Without all due respect. Your question is
all due respect to you,
you could do Ghana 150 no. So me some Miami check up or me paper just said many coronavirus. Now me drew Ghana no almost canemia. And then a friend saying 150 paying beam. But a friend, yes, so question where be sanado MIA because yen siasi and I will never pay that money. And yet, Juma, Sika pay 150 bang for what? Sika paying for a fence Europe for a diamond and Addo, so almost Ghana for and I'm the Sika in and when you find I'll have change my butcher for you, sir. I just say Sikano. Yen Siasi and any chma, ye beside another say, why? Say I see a chas ask Cano. Say Sikano or did you free or no? Or the other Ghana, your question is Bisano. No, it is so that afraid. Bisara that Namado Eden, MIA. Or yeah, Juma, I ain't bona basso, but Saudi Arabia or the Bemwa, in fact, you better know we are papa, Medawasi.
All right, yeah, that was Ghana ni ba Holland. Clementina, Eboa, no de asem atuja. Also, Busa, Ghana man penny Addo. Modern Simbia tuja say. So obi free Ghana, obi free Amanone na oba Ghana. Wobe corona testing obi tuye sika $150. Enra meka ho asem seriously. Enti samutie ya Ghana for I war Amanone se womo macha wa nkabeya se sika no munyaije pa munyaije se ne mobete sokra mana baketu abi nkabeya omode. Enti asema minu abai so ode atudwa. Enti na do mso bobeso mobusa se so far, adenti na moje se sika no na eno ho asem ene hia no pa se.
Yeah, good afternoon. Your friend Robert say boko there. The nyame ase. Mama there oni amamu bi a oba mebu no Ghana ho. Na we Ghana for na me sere o mo say de na Akufo Addo ayi. Obi aba ko school free so mo ba dia. Ani o mo do aba mama na oba ho na o mo behu. Eni ma ka ba be da busuafo ni nyina so. Na Ghana nzo ti wona se mando ama na Akufo Addo anwini aba no na munya moa bia kene Japan o moa bia biem obi school fees biem enti no bia ndo aba na Akufo Addo na yi nyina ye dey ye ninyi because abane de obi a oye o man ye de e se to aba no because na Akufo Addo o nyema bibri factory bibri angwala nyina bia benya dwuma ye enti afi de moto man de anwuma de ne kura no gise ye kwese se ni ban bi free Cote d'Ivoire no ma ba ye dwuma o Ghana because botai bi se na Akufo Addo ani so ayi de mama de opese we say ma no di mo obi amu ano mo obi ando aba no ma bi wo ko ye kan bi bia mo nyini sikani mo obi ando aba no ma no okay bye
bye asemi no akobosui ebi no ma ye so mo de o mo hwe mama Mahama nko enjoy you it campaign on ben jiskadi na so eduru ho a
Red Fred Ghana for many abi o ga o ma ju on anya de Ghana for beto ba Mahama bi mo shokolo mo mu ni sa no obo okara a wo ye campaign odi akiri kwa obo wa o nse o ye campaign ni padom ni obo okara no ye obeto ma MPP so no odi ni campaign ba tie nsema a wo ama for Ghana for any other who ana ya mo ntimi ayi ntimi TV program juma na do ye nyina omuyi mamanfo he am kromofo no ka se o ma ye no ma ntu amanfo ohu no ma e koso Omo border will part, you the whole regions ning Pintujuma, Nana why.
All right, yeah, that was it, and it was so view, and also adventure.
Hello, Daddy Fred. You feel I don't con you. Daddy Fred. Hello, Daddy Fred. You feel I don't con you. Daddy Fred. I feel we Nana do a form of Nana. Yes, lawyer. You don't pa na kabi my Nana been timing tanasu bio. Now, Daddy Fred is and go for a jar or mamma sat so dear, and your man, dear Daddy Fred, just yet home. Just yet do my call Jibisia. Because one more banner, the more before Canada, as a man or man, any pending who is about or more ban. Sikana or man for no more befriending na no more diaco. Squee young clay, Daddy Fred, yo, papa went to me and another way be pa magana mine. And to give me an in Naho pa, and you can change your no be intimate to man and Addo. Then yes, I near Manco full way, but Naso pa, ready, I said, didn't get the animal actually. Sakawa Samamuka, as a Saka and woman ahead. Sakawa, woman ahead, because woman yemen, you know, me is coming. And here more muka, few way, dear Daddy Fred. Yes, ye me and Nibris and another yammy and yamen go for better. As we are just a gun here, because see a war near Quajim Huska. This was my way, a tongue or mine. Daddy Fred, bye bye, Michelle.
Yeah, that was it. So no adventure. I am Kohasona, Yankotia. Unfortunately.
Hello, Uncle. It's saying, hope by the grace of God, Moni Juma Pa, but my thing about Mahama is
Menuaba, I'm so message, ba pen by the Akanyana and volume Emma, and this Obesha now was sending for fra. Why? Volume Emma, Bacope na volume by.
Fred, Abekala pass ni all the way from Sweden. Na adeba kwa menti ase ne se. She say okay banking sector ya can Japan more better TV so can ye. Any the whole kind of corrupt deals are also from Mer's time basi mama time. She say Yentimin chinipa ba kukra. We say he make mama to have confidence to be doing what he's doing. Because the name way in bisineno. Yenchini nipa ba kukra. And on one moon no. Yentimin chino. But evidence no ho clear say. What did you susu isika isa the good banker? Amuama sachedi, including bank board members. BT say mensa utabela. Omasa kuta Bible e preachy. There's a nipper di bonnie. Now what mind most have a pep on any BD. No beyond punishing one. Then we don't see say Nana Akufo is ready to fight this corruption thing that he's talking about. All
right, Minia, so a view, I don't know, Yanko Hana, Yankuti, another view, so echo.
Hello, Daddy Fred. Good evening. On it is saying, I mean, so when a patcho a creamy, Casa free Italy. We programming and make up some kakra. Ye Papa John Mahama, then a seed in Katia. And Tassentase na ye woman. And Tassentase. And I ye woman, she can't the magana for. It's the atu or more non kakeka. And I just say woman kaka. And some woman can what who say, and fuck him, and red baby. One woman say, Nadia will move in ya. One casan woman named Dada. One more crown, one better MPP. It's in Tassentase na ye woman to a more dear. Jawo mokra na de omo ye nyina bibie ni ho enkosi enya de omo ka amagana fo asesa wo madwene ese ye sen baba beto aba ama wo san de dum so asan aba
the batch the offer no me
pese wasa ba be dire simpie so aka kire ye se wo ye dwanfunu ye wunti obia na dai ye chen se de was saying Ghana for your refia something, we quite your review. Ye kai papa. It's in one penny baby, then ya dear will be ya. The free education, no so.
Yes, you na yet here, but who the Urupa. If you say, meet it to the Crabwamipa, Casabri, and Gray baby school and cano a money and cable Tommy Sono. A didn't know what us to win him. As you say, another woman, Masuma Jimmy. It's no, yen na ye bohun de Urupa. It's me that's the bye bye.
Yeah, that was so message and you say, and short to say, and he say, yet and team baby. Oh, short to say.
So Daddy Fred, and I was in the Namisha, I'm here to go and send the didn't because if from free North Dakota. Now, me see, Nanado, HS, the red Hawaii. See, and ya the Cassia papa, ma, wufu, manko, like, wo Ghana. So that be no. And in dear focus, see the pure of Ghana. Now, I said, baby, I make us a yay, see a BC, and can ya brabun and can be a cocoa you says, since a million cost could be in Tino, Musso, me, the Musa, me see it maybe, then a penny or cough from one. Secondary school, second.
If I saw the old friend, Mr. Mobian Fred, send the message, bread near more white, send the audio, bro, fra, a block, yina, yeah, bon, until one near a block or line, until Miss Person a block or line, Tim Fred. Or they send the audio voice message braille about
the also the form of phone to phone for the mamma and son no money cost no do the term busumi and sabi betria and kwami and some way school fees the same even to ma me the mom can drum abrosan follow na so be cry to the so to best 10 cedis kwampa half kwaya ma wo be 20 na say who say be a be ma okuta kura be ase wako wi ansa so medical to school fees the man who say eyampa eyade omoye na bi an kolai misim kakra nyame adum o wi ansa na me ba ase pani no wi no wi ba tini invested o South Africa see we teacher o do di ho biem o ya accountant e wa Ghana company bi mu ansa na ketwa no wi poly and son of maybe Becoma say Crabes 7 years or same crowd. And to come one Nana or doing idea as so can say politicians in this economy. Emma, a man for you be the radio, be now Kaiser Nana or any company or Tisicaso. And I have to yes, this can you since about me what 2 years are calling and it's getting in a quite about in some make us and Obisum Kabi. I mean, that
was say, and it was so quadrant, Yankohana, Yankotia, we say, in audio chrono, audio says, Shasi and cry and Tiasia, Papa, T, my block of audio.
That means Fred, good.
And see, I'm said today, dear, no. Adelete Tien Kohane and Koshe. Juma dear Moshe live ever YouTube the announcer.
Daddy Fred. Good afternoon. Mpacho wakusieni because of UK. Bichia etiefu nyina. Na niyame pesa meka kakra ne se. Ghana mpenyefo. Enkanka NDC fo. One shape bibi if you say kasa ya dibia se wo kasa na se wo ye nipa wo kasa me nipa bi tie ni wo tumi di ye adwuma na wanka kasa pa kasa ya de a emu ye dura eso se yo hawo kasa eso hawo kese se ye di kasa edi ye di kese nso a eye eba bepa mcho me pese me hwa de bi kakra wo Bible mu eye yeko Esther book no ho na owura bi no wo fere ne Haman na opese oje biribiara na nko ohene mpo a na oye Esther ni kunu ohene no okum Mordecai nti ono yankasa hyehyɛ dua wo be sem Mordecai wo so na nso Esther eti a oni ohene ko kasai no afidi Haman nankasa kasa boni a okan no ewi akiri no na edua no de sen ho no na ono na ti se wo sen no wo so enti kasa bi wo ho a wo ka wo hwe ni yi oya wo kasa eniema kasa fi ahometew abaga na mangu bebre kan nanka yente saa na nso mpanyinfo bi enipa bi a anka nte se bi a wodu beebi yakodu du beebi ma ensem a esisi wo Ghana mangu no enye nti nipa hwe won kasa ye na mfo hawa ama sebe osono se wewu a enye bede osu no wogua no
wow
na Addo onye kwahwe aban bi onyankopon no de na siwa magana man si nyina yebebu ya adwum NDC fu CPP ehifu yebebu ya adwum a enema akoso na tesi yehu se eye enhyira onyankopon peso de mayen enti na wayi sa papa ya mayen enti kase bi wo ho a munyai na monka asem papa mom na yewura Mahama medi ni wo yaw pa efise se wo yo pehene na wo bue wano kasa setia wo pehene a odi wo manso a na waye mfomso kese enti ohun se ne waka ne wanka ne yiye na afei nipa na wonde ane se wo yaw mendisi wo yaw mase no etise ohun se de obenya wo no obeya wo na maka no hey man dua na odi si wo ma Mordecai no edu bribi no ono na wo sen no wo so na bra wo case wo ko sen no no na ono de nani abre me pa chaw se mo ni bribi a mo ni hwe ayem hwanyan mo ni so ayem hwanyan nti mo hu ne amoka eti se mo hu ne amoka mo ntanse achi na mo nwene na mo hu ne amobeka kire Ghana fo ebeto akwa so na me pa chaw sa achim ene ya ha na wode ba na wode tribe semba wo Ghana no ye ba ye be yinyinya ye tena Ghana yi ye nyina ye tena bom kan ne yesrosre ye ho kura wo ka mimi okua peni wotu wo hye wa na so wo ka sakura wo se me pa cha wo se wo ya abora bata ya bia ye nyina ye didi eguri ye woni ye ka kire santefo ye woni ye ka kire ye nuama wofi nuafo ye woni ye ka kire won bata ni nyina ye didi eguri adem na nnede enne mumu anibu ya ba no ye pese ye ni ye titu ye mum ni ye de hawo keseba na Addo re ya de mereka asem bi me patcho me kasa na ware na mpese me ka bibi na ye nuanom nyina ye de kwadwindwin mu na wo ye ndi sini ohini o hwe ni ye no ne jaye se enye wo na wo yenti no enye eye abrabo bone ebra corona by me ko Ghana me by end of January airport wo Ghana no we fiase eye saade no nyina de wodu a wotese wo yo bibia me bedu krom ha na hwe ya me se eba asem ni now LBC na metie LBC after that bra de ni mu ye den pa no oburoni English ni buroni ofi Ghana no bai ofra won ka kire won se ne won se ni kroma won se wo ye first world won to me no fi Ghana ene waba na wodu Ghana airport a senia wosi eye wo ho no obedu ni kroma ahwe ni won ne ho duru no so awo enti ema me feel proud say me ye Ghana ni na me krom oni po di me man so ohunyansa kese saa ne nkrofo aye saade no ama yendin aka no nka wo kase wo ye Ghana ni sometime ago na enema bi eya hawo enti momma ye mana na kwan na ne nkrofo wonye ne wo ya ebe ma ya feel proud that wo kase wo ye Ghana ni a woni age because maybe nkoka se wo ya achini wo ko ho hu kuroma oni mo chini ene oni mo santini ene oni mo kuapini na oni mo krani ene oni mo hwani wobaka se wo ye Ghana ni momma ye ni nso ade ayaye na sampa so mampanyi na wo biribide ma wo man wobaka se wo be legalize okada aden wo de yan akọ too low me pa chaw wani su rebriw transe na home na bra na kaseye na momo ne awaka no pananado chaw pani chaw if it say sebe onya bofra anye ye kura no odi upehene nti kase bi wo ho a wonka ocheman ahemfo wo ho nipa titiri so wo ho emu wo ho fi saa na mfa asɛm ma me nuanom Ghanafo mo ma yɛmfa yi enkoya asɛm na achemfo nso nkoka bi na santefo nkoka bi na akuapemfo nkoka bi na ayigbefo nkoka bi na mfantefo nkoka na mfo ha wo mmere yen mo ma yɛmfa ne sɛ na asɛm no waka ne tra oni biribi ka na enum asɛm nyina asa Daddy Fred me da wase mo ene adwuma pa a wo ye.
All right, you know what? Me sorry say message no e wapa me boy but na e was me born Timonfa enche why.
Oh, Daddy Fred, yeah. Na ma student that you are saying, President, ex-President Mahama. Sema one can saka one. What kind maybe at Matama and this super power gold ne go pray talking. Assemble Ghana for your count, assemble one book farm. No be a sakawa. Gold ne go pray Turkey. A praying a good pray Turkey. Turkey's papers or publish here. Sago yet was a view. And I said in Katiana Mahama, Obaka said, I came for a sakawa. Ghana for Mamma in the home. Mama winning tea. Mama winning tea.
Ramsey, Okasa so watch. Mr. More record why ya Kasabi watch. I am a loan and a munum no grass and a my record. Why? The macho. Yes, I casa ne ba a chiraya into me and more.
Daddy, so sorry about that. Name Kase. You see how the journalist went to sit with Akufo Addo on any din komono. Why is it that in Ghana there's no bold journalist who can sit down with the former president and call him out on what he did in his prior governance? I mean, this man had the opportunity to serve Ghana, to be a president for 8 consecutive years. You did not do all the things. Okay, so in Shishayane, all the promises he's making now, say, about he comes back, why did he not do it when he was in power, though? When you were holding office, all the promises you're making now, why did you not accomplish it back then? Only because someone has come to prove you wrong that it can be done. Now what? You've been mentally stimulated to want to come back and redo? No, it's not. This is not try and error. You know, it's not like, oh, like, okay, come back. No. This is not that. That's not that kind of game. You know, these are human lives that you're playing with. You had the opportunity and you didn't do all the things you're saying that you will do when you come back. You could have done it then, though. It could have been done. Then we would have been talking right now. We would have been talking of how to move Ghana forward, not how for you to go back and rectify your mistakes. That alone shows his incompetence. Honestly, Daddy Fred, Mahama or like Nigerian president, he makes Nigerian president looks very, very good. He makes Nigerian and Liberian president, he makes them look like, you know, it's a walk in the park. Seriously, Mahama is so incompetent that for me, I consider him wanting to come back to power a grave insult to Ghanaian citizens and the land itself. Like the land of Ghana, he's insulting us drastically, that he thinks we are so dumb, we are so silly that we'll sit down and vote for him. Like, look how many people voted to take Mahama out of power. And you're coming back to say, like, the effrontery, the impudence, he has the gall to come back and say, oh, vote for, like, are you for real right now? Like, come on, man. Mahama needs to take several seats. Seriously, the people around him needs to advise him. You know, I think, honestly speaking, I think Mahama's wife would vote for Nanado. I think Mahama himself would vote for Nanado. You want to bet, Uncle? That's what's going to happen. Thank you.
Also, Nimisa Mahama, Neyere, Obetu Ama, Nanado. Anna Mahama Kurano, Obetu Ama, Nanado. Jasema. Hello,
good afternoon, Daddy Fred. Bichia will be Bichia Chemuna, meaning the elbow anyway. I believe someone is still mooring. No problem. Bichia will know what if we baby Bia will be I wouldn't about Georgina Germany. Daddy, maybe near Mahama, honestly speaking, some semiti asie pa na ekontompo. Menti asie wo baby some bisa me ho this question so many times. Epe muaye ensuminye muaye. Edia pa na Mahama. Weja wo Frasta House ho no mo. Eya presidential seat no so a. Because of that no. All struggled and did force by hook or by crook. Do and die. A quite was say what was signed back. I say do or die, no, a quite was force say Ghana for pull, Ghana for pull. Well, Johnny be do a Frasta House one which I was say was samba back. Me dey one in Tiasi. Wait na me prefer sananka wa ye djuma bre. Na kwaje wa home a. Edi enti na say I will struggle to come back. Say na bibi party through bi. Ana wani da so anansa wagya wo ho no ma wo force asan ba be fa. What is Mahama's problem into wo force asan ba back? When I was a Ghana for nyina ye ma ye ni eda ho. We try me say na che say what ya konwa no so na konwa no so ya ne de pa enam sabe Ghana fo agapade ni yesika woni na busuafo ne mprafo slave queens fo de bo mo ho asafo hini ni ti wa won say just 3.5 years pe no kwotena fie no na ho yira ne pa che say o calculate o fa calculator etu nanim no calculate no hu sika ananya mabia wa shre within that 3.5 years no a wada wona wadwe wa wonti ase Mahama dwe wa wonti ase say within just 3.5 years ni fe sika nka me wono man ka manye o ka mawie me project ami ankasa me personal project ni nka mawie enti meluzu sa niema we nyina esa ba be hwe ama MPP fo na Addo no masa be fa konwa bio 2020 David amempre anoti na wo fo so no ana de tosu bio we won say within just 3.5 years na adwuma pa na Addo any Ghana for ne party members atumi ayama Ghana for wa won say ni mguase a ekeka ba na ni mguase no so pa say e be bisa say
e pa cho the offer no onya efre why me be say me block all
and the time no ye vice president
em say still na onya ye e say me block number no me pa cho me botape nti obi amfre o fry be block number no me de ato say ya mo de mo fa audio mera ye cancel em say bi no mo da so fresh say disrupted ye no why
ex-president Atamo Sabroso sabe nyame fa ne crazy yi wo free ma wo no Mahama
e ba cho mo frɛ no ye be block mo numbers no nti me sra munya frɛ why me ma cho
free ma wo no Mahama ne be take in charge no all together 8 years ne wo no wantumi anye no na Addo buy just 3.5 years wo hwe nyuma pa na Addo ne na ban ade agu kwan so o ma ya Ghana fo ye di ho adanse a obi ani age a o tunu say no so ma wo mo kwan mo sa be take another 4 years ne ka ho de a Ghana fo be hu ono Mahama ne topa ye be hu ne to hu sa asesika de o mu di bi papa o be hu sa Ghana fo be hu se o mu di abo ankasa enu ti che say o ma kwan e ma say ni mguase no enka no the me say all because of this entina na ni abedin din dia che say nyuma pa na Addo ye no ekwa bia mo pese osi ano kwan ekwa bia mo pese o che say o fight no to o mu guna wo si ano kwan na che say ye hu ni ntwiom ye hu ono Mahama ni ntwiom na so ye dan o koso ba fom a Ghana fo ye ni abie ye hu ni akoso kakra na Addo ba ye woni na be mo fo o ma ye no ne members o ma ye no Ghana fo nya mofra ye ndimi yo kane na ne ni efrefra se de internet adaroma ye nyina ye hu ni ekoso ye nyina internet ya adaroma media de ekoso obi hu akwa se ye frum kra nim ye ekoso enti Mahama wa hane ho no koso ba fom aban Ghana fo ye ni abusuafo akasa wo mo ntoma ne na ntoma ne kyena ono members no kwa dodo na egane abeka MPP fo ho
One when in Guasian, the Mahama and him to say, Ya canary. And in another twasso. Am I a crown or a son in Guasian on Mahama when you will obey the double so why you won't fear any. It's not saying I am what they man and I buy wabbo. And I want also Mahama Sabi and you may what the gun of Weja Padiani Sika, what the ye, what the better child the chair, the bushia for, and then in the slave queen for, Yanquasia for. Enough is enough. Mahama made a baby, enough is enough. What cost for back from what by you? The person may catch the one.
All right.
Baba, what's your action for? Let me
ask home. But your mom, friend, Munya, Mamma Kakra, will be some infant to screen as I say, will be am friend. Maybe I saw the old friend who jive friend, my wine. Yes, I just am a block call number. Yes, I won't mean my programs to be him. So I'm penny scientist and fret. Oh, Fred was here blocking number and says here and Timmy and Fred. Why?
Hello, Master Fred. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Nina, solution or case. Master Fred, you ever saw when I'm painful? One look at Savio, look at the platform, Savio, and painful tier one. You ever saw when I say one phone call platform new domain. No one can again and painful mobile. Na Ghana passport no yene Senegal for ha Senegal for we 35 people one passport national passport na Ghana for ye 230 na ya national passport.
Wow.
Yeah, Ghana for na 230 yes so na say passport no wo man bono go from too high ibimpo ni bi problem ko tin bimpo sabio the miska no nya bi because of ejuma abba beshema tamna osada ble kiska wa ina the miska na ejuma da kai passport bananto asona focal aboko no ni adi kitabe 300 euro ansa na ejuma inya passport ko esem gana film payful masa fed 1.2 because one program no o company fo enim na one so one hwe no won sisi wo man na yenso yetumi ayebi yadasi.
That was Jumadi Moshe live ewo YouTube, the announcer newspaper, Facebook, the announcer newspaper. So,
but uncle, to show you that Mahama is not serious, at you for now, oh, did you more terminal? Omunya Ghana for are they not Ghanaians? Come December 7th, I think it's December 7th. Are they not gonna go cast their votes? Won't their votes count? I mean, I didn't know that you could segregate a whole community or a whole tribe's vote and still expect to be president. I mean, evidently, this alone tells you that he's not serious about nothing. He's just making noise. Empty barrels makes the most noise. And Mahama proves that statement to be absolutely factual because that's exactly what he's doing. He's just making noise because I didn't know that you could segregate a whole tribes vote like a whole community and expects to come into power because their vote is going to count. If one person's vote can count, then how much more like a whole community? How much more a whole tribe, like a whole state, I would say. You know, it just it really doesn't. He's just messing with Ghanaians, man. Mahama makes for a good laugh. Let's just laugh it off.
All right. And you know I say so any message, you know. Yankoha na yankotie obiso foforo edie.
To me no so that made me free your friend saying me you know insurance card no I dey call hospital no.
It's you can't win private. Me nim asem na opportunity. You can't no private. Why? Na yenhwe we no.
Hello, Daddy Fred. My name is Prince. I'm reaching you from London. Good show. I think the government really have to have a second look at the $150 that returnees to Ghana are supposed to pay for the testing before they are admitted into the country. I think the president must also be commended for managing the coronavirus situation. There's no doubt about it. He has done tremendously very well. He's been able to manage the situation. You know, we now have less than 1,000 active cases in Ghana.
All right. Enti Nanado Ghana penny for Semutia, Ghana for woman on the Kahwa Senpai. Coronavirus testing almost $150. No, I'm unfortunate says Sondro. Enti almost a Montessomo. Because somebody in Kaniacha, I'm for Dankanium. Mudin Suache, I'm for Indian Sunum. Coronavirus testing, I'm for Chenomo. Emerald mine suma mama. Why macha wa ya dear.
Hello, Daddy Fred. At the same. But your family black woman because of free Italy. Daddy Fred. Omampani dada Mahama. In fact, the kasa wa kasa ayano. Wan kasa yi. Wanya dear cry. As will be a wire mampani pain dear. O kasa sebe. Na wa hunsi nubisi a obekasa. That is no saya me nwanwa bio. That you Fred make a crew be swasa macho Malaysia. Matana hopping. Omo president bi ne friend Mahata. It was 1983. Malaysia for no mutukai ko Japan. Ekokoye ekodi pa ohonomo. Na Japan for deporto Malaysia for buy. Na me omo buy na Mahata so mobile montana ne chekere wo man no. Papa ne say this speed to say na nadu ye se chekere wo man no. E ma opposition leader ohonomo ka say no. Say papa ne se chekere wo man ye ni abato. Ento omo dikro ne ma Omampani ne ma na chichiri wo man no ene Malaysia ye ka kura omo sika Malaysia for ka ho bi etimama ntwentimi nye saade yi bi no nti wa pikikikikikiki wa Ghana ho no na die benko na mama wo gine wo wiase acha na monsia eda ho manipa da sani bia etimama de ade pa ne nti wo pre a wonyai madanado enchichiri kuroi a wopri kiki sadia na ade bia yira oh mama o medu ho yawo wa hwe na no yi wo krom body bamboy pa me se fomwen se obi a wabedu o mampaniri pa wo krom nie ene de se ne wo krom sitie nie ti mama pa na dey wonyai se sika unyenya sika wafa wanya nyina maya na de toto dan ma wo mu maya na de toto dan ne kase de ma wo mu maya na de toto dan ne kase ma wo mu eti wuntwa wani kura kohwe okom bale bamboy se ne ho no mofo kura esi sofa wo de toto adai ne kase mama oh mama uncle mama.
All right, statement way issue disclaimer. The announcer newspaper and ye view no. Nti obi view and our kind nti ye responsible for view no.
Yeah, Dada Fred. Good afternoon. Because I free Spain. Your friend Kwesibedu. Kachre mama said Akufo de ye buni papa ye buno. Ye buni pa. Edile Akufo de offer the kita man vango so. What you say? Oh, Ghana de yenyi mu ye nyina ye ni baba ko edi so wo baba yi mu a ene wetin kura mama wetin so woni amamu obia di bu e wo manu mu a ye din na kan no tum na nye ongwa na wo ye ni ba enye ongwa na wako school enye ongwa na wo dibre ni ba bebre bi kura wo dibre kel na wo atamis ne wu ye na nga kwa president nga nya bi nida ati no be tran no be didi na Akufo Addo atem na Akufo Addo ye bu ni papa ye kan ni ba ye bu o mo pa o Ghana manum ho a asande hene ni na Akufo Addo ani atem hene ati asem atitire ahimbofu atitire na o mo Ghana ho ye bu obia Ghana ye nyanyi yi mu ati wa ye ma Ghana mani nyina bu afu si e meto ba mama me president na wudi yi mu ba no wo benya ba bia gina Uka asa sema kan na timfo ngwa na mbu afu the whole Ghana will be abu afu in fact what kwabo we kura ofi so kwara mbu afu wati hwe ne ma na Akufo Addo wo ye no wu krom wo betra so de no wa no Ghana asisi hospital ma yi kwa ye kwa wo yi kwa de angra na de sese kwa ase ye si ehun Ghana ni bi obato aba wo mama de ne kese Ghana ni nu wajimi the obato aba man de nu wajimi because education ne kura no enya de ketowa the whole Africa why they go school free. Now if it's Ghana for your Jimmy, now about Tiscadi and my young guests. Yeah, why Ghana man or honor, you will bring a better consumer near Mo. And Akufo Addo Aban will be a baby factory or man, a dequanutum. Would you mean your papa and a quanutum? Shut up for your mouth. I am macabre. What? Quanutum. Now, young one, I ain't bad. Now, would you what can I quit the Akufo Addo at a sparky was who Ghana or Clown never being now? Who got the Ghana for more NDC for our marginal form?
That is
right. Good evening. Because of Richard. Or your family red. Now, me, but I'm sure my Kakrafa, I see Dunkatia, na ya o no. because me who say I said in Katia Yadia Obetinia Sergeant Secretary beam because and this is Lusua or also Lusu. And I didn't as or can. A bit because the Casa Bia Adia Martin Casa, Quan de Brisson, the Casa Bia Adia Enye, a woman. But I'll be attached in answer, and Yadia Obetima and ya be post Bia when this in beam. And this is all quite be of us what. This in Minia or baby be a far could be no. Because the first part, you know, Luciano. Now, Yancy Sadi, as also say, because me, I'm to that you went in, so you was penny power in a bushman. I was a funny bread because as a papa be with Papa, we are back. Bye bye.
Bye bye. I said you get your enemy say in the last chance and you walk pension into I don't know.
Hello, Daddy Fred. Good afternoon. Patch the neck here, dear, and make us say. The patch of my drink, and say, Mahama, dear, Mumpo, 4 more years for Nana. Wow, share a year can say in fear, Cacray or the bed tenacity. Daddy Fred with the wild fool and it from the share. And near my way. Mahama, Robert's so in fear, Polly, watch it. A dear pan or ye, Mummy and Frey Adrene, and to say, Senanet near my Babatina so for 3 years and a half. No, it's near a Yamaka Craya. I don't know, Mummy and man a chance, beam. No, my met's national only no more things. Fred de Ghana, ya babedu. To the Fred. Not my ye, can't say, Mr. Crow, my nana make a handsome. You chrome for years. Secretly say, nya dear, I be more my baby fat box sites and aqua and net aqua or china. It's say box sites and some more fat dear. It means say they have to replace it with something for the town. In Tiano to Swoho, into that friend Medas, so know my power.
That's dear Penano. I Nicrum, Nina healing, Achema Mpunia, Babia, Mahama, Ibrahim Mahama, the box site, you know. I want or more edgy free in some no, I don't know, no free. No, so ordinasem atu ejano. Yanko Hana, Yanko T. Hasso.
Hello, Daddy Fred. My boy, because
I cream say, where you know where Chilipa voice and away Chilintia.
Daddy Fred, good evening. Your friend me Asari obeying Bediako, Macasa free Dubai. Kakra Meka will say, Nanado, any MPP, you're very careful because Mahama, why desperate. Say obenya power ni biom ni aoye ni nyina ye ntokwa opese en sorry woman ni say Ghana we've come to a realization say ye can be anything about tribal na eya ye say I say wako ka obi secret bi a on person obete enti wahu santi na wa sheda free achen sakawa ni na nanado akoka bi na ede tribal issue be a domain na bibi basa biaba because nananya shimpo okoye press conference get that some fake
the macho the offering of the macho munya
videos are no any saying no correct edit to nanado so enti we are sa won NBC nankasa wo share omo baye mu apatapan patapane sani emane kwa na akom enti mesre Akufo Addo ne MPP say omo hwe omo so yi na omo they shouldn't take it of Mahama enya sa ono no oye backwards leader enti nana so ye visionary and focused leader enti me mane ntie no kakra mekane.
All right, yeah, better must say I don't know more message back me no be na fe yeah share and send so amfantuja. Say one kasa why message so on kasa me enko ha na enko tie boss.
Hello, Daddy. To add to Nipa Orca Malaysia 7. True story in Oracan. Even to the extent there, in the South of Malaysia, also Wilson was here week. What other countries so Tony just to develop their country. Them know the Ghana in Aya na Mahama say. So I am young point there. Our friend Haruna Idris. Also, could you upon Kroma Akate Apano? How or jump from his seat. That Mahama can on Haruna Idris on the address. NDC has nothing to offer but just to cause chaos in Ghana. It's other Ghana for yesterday. If the one I was she easy office where the way they it's of the cause tribal war. Nature there, the country has become so chaotic. No one name one of the coup afim. No way we that's what they want to do. But Ghana who was or your NDC now was a who bet you won't from or your JJ Rollins.
All right, yeah, that was say Babs them said they will mupa. Me manipa miensa, me manipa enum kwan amoma fre. Emre netia yenti, ye manipa enum kwan na omo emfre. Number abe fre no aye 774-312-4276. O fre so a me po achewa bomodin se ube kasa within 2 minutes because emre na etia yenti ye de be 15 minutes be ye sa call away. Into number here 774-312-4276. Obey to me afre now so watch the wadwene e won sem ho mo amanti manye audio no mo so beti me afre but wo fresh so me po achewa hwese ube hwese wan kasa na wo frɛ ye no ube kasa 2 minutes pepepe because mre no 8 ayenti the 2 minutes ye ho adwuma timi the number na to just 774-312-4276. wo fresh so Freye WhatsApp eho na ubenyaye na wa frɛ na wa kyerɛ wadwene ewo ensem no ho. I'm say amanfo frɛ but ma hu say amanfo frɛ but ma men try here say minim why okay ma men timi pick number way. Hello. Yeah, pastor to say 2 minutes. Boko there. Yo, wait 2 minutes pet bonito my. Okay, Mate, yes, you are, Nana. I said you can tell the Irene Ma about Canada. And what of Yama or Canada no Mutia. The Papa Penwood said you can tell. I said you have a friend of the as a papa. I said you have a friend of the Jeff from the Papa. And Ra, to me, the Chrome school. It's one better field. I said you can tell by politics in 1992. What mean you be and the Chrome one school that got CB. If you said you can tell you when you know that tribalism name come via Ghana to say Yanyate. Ghana Yanyate. Shasa Fresh Canada Japan. So when you bunch of fact you were friends say commander. And this what crowd with you free. What crowd with you free India. After Assassin. I mean I check India, and this was a commander for me and disappointed. Omumpe, Omrija was 12 for last year for and Omoko Poroja, Forty Cassiamia Noa, Yerman start to Afghanistan, and the Ghana for a Samo, Satic politics and Omunia to the politics, near Nine Tobacco, set up America, Malaysia, Samno, near Nine Fasa, then to Ghana. All right, yeah, that was it. Yeah, 2 minutes in also. Hello. Hello. Yeah, Miss over 2 minutes. So didn't the talk as a friend. Me first week Germany that is fair. Yeah, me Sheila papa. Yeah, that's it. Me the American say Mahama dear. Me who Ghana president na bani na Mahama dear Ghana for di atem papa. Ono ase ya adwisha osase Ghana for timi kan manumatu we pebe bi fa ensem bibribi etimi say that different ya kakai no maye sene wo kakai no na confirm na wo de call no ene sa no mana wo kakai ni nyina da bia na wo kakai na me na hu se Ghana for yes e refi ne fi ade na ye pewasema na ye pewasem na de oye ne de panimu asu bi di ade na se wo yi say ya ono aye da nanim. Yeah, that was a pass. So I'm Friday or so. Hello. Hello, that is Ray. Yeah, maybe I tried this. Okay, oh, what feel so? When you mean so? Hello. Hello. Yeah, but what you say? But you boko. Yeah, that was it. We don't want 2 minutes per YT running up my wife. Yes, see, I catch your papa, your mama say, yes, let me say, when you have water at the TBA. What did Ghana Kuyaso? What did the area? Yes, Srano said, Move for Oja and to Ghana. No, when you said the Ghana, my young or tobacco, and you go 4 from 4 as Santo. Yes, Srano.
More than you have a person and focus because of winning said. And yet, 2020, Mumbai, tomorrow might be someone to Chabot minimum. Yes, slow one. 35 we say about your mama to wait in a running mate. A quack or chamahini. Papa Pennymaster wait to a master that me feel proper or travel, or some me a Sakawa. And you're very painful. And you would tell another what is a papano, so no man penny pana, and you sukuna, what is what you're very painful. So I say, yes, sir, one for his junk to minimum. See, here, me and John, the peace and the lava, your woman, all the tribes. I said, look at ya, when you see wafa, oh, when himself is a mama, said, okay. What pension? And you don't make any say, on make creative fear and panic that woman. Yes, you are to a continue. Yama no ho, ya papa, ye tin now, you put out a go to mountain quality. Never swing in our Ghana, and yet you made this woman. Every day, the service of a man, young money. A pin for a mirror for a messer for a crank to a woman for it. Yes, a woman. Only into a piece of woman.
That was a part 2 minutes on us on Yamfa. So hello.
Hello, Daddy Fred. Good evening.
Yeah, I'm about to say, okay, say free here.
Yeah, me going friend with Joe, make us free Italy.
Yo, Joe, what 2 minutes? Yeah, it's you.
And was free now.
The band and Joe.
Any bracelet. Now, Mahama and Semna Walkano, Intino, or a specific Obeko, Nitoni Bio, Akim Memoana. Neto na wo ye no ene ne campaign na wo ye no obeko achimem akwa kujina baby akoye campaign so opevote ana hwe ne wo ye no wo hwe ni yi no ye pani wa bedi o man so pen enti so ni message bia de ma on kana ntu na won tra ni baby na chimfo yi ni pa bia Ghana baby abefe bia twi o mo ka obi o ketwi bia ye echimni na uko keka sensem we na udi pe vote ana udi pe pani aba betena akonya ne so eno na wo ka ubinya den eniwo na aka no eno ntimi nya kase bia obeka ena de o ka ni nyina no Ghana fo o mu nyina ye baako obi eni ho a ode say tribalism ma yi bia beba o man nim enti de o si o ye no o mie nani no nyanko na mi mblemu bibia papa ne ba ye no eno timi ye na dwuma sensenko o chiwo mu nyina gunwa kabana go dimi nyina so e keka sensem na wo keka mampani ubi a obedi oman so pen hwese ma wo keka Daddy Fred nyami sha no no nya dwuma wai na wo de wo ye dwuma no ke dwuma ne de ye ni nyina
me da wase pa adofo no me ha e na me de ofrefo no ebesi enti me da mase afrefo.
This name calling and insulting seems to be a feature of Ghanaian public life, which is. But sometimes one would hope that when things come out, people would comment on that. The comment made by my opponent, Achim Sakawa people. I've not heard any public figure in this country, independent, yourselves or anybody, comment on it. It's completely unacceptable. If I was to get up to make a comment about Northerners or Gunchas, you can imagine the uproar that would be in the country. Presidential candidate, a former president of Ghana, you can call a group of Ghanaians Sakawa people, and it involves the group for which the sitting president comes, and that comment goes without, that statement goes without comment. And at the same time, we hear these statements. Let's all try and bring the politics of insults to an end, etc., etc. Occasions are given where specific comments can be made. Nothing happens. And then it's lost. It's lost in the generalities. We need to focus on this matter in an even-handed way. I get the impression that because of the unfortunate, in some ways, authoritarian origins of our state in its where it was.
Nanado nede ensem etudwa no tim se enberesem na wode atudwa no. Enti minim se ye nyina ye sua bibi afiri mu sesei ehu de ekọ the ensema na na do ya tudwa no ye nyina ya te na ye hu anibere sema ewo ensem num adofonom needing the daddy Fred medam nyina asese mo join ne Ghana ya asumdue eman Ghana a peaceful country sebe ye nananom nyina te ho asumdue oko region bia kuro bia so nipa ewo ho Ghana tenasi asumdue ni odom sebe e wa be di president da na wo bepe president biema chire de wo ba obeye chire de wo ba obetimi aye me ba meyese count policies etudwa America beto aba November wonte sa de we bi wa America Ghana beto aba December monkwa na modi ehu hihia manfo mu because of monkwa mo selfish gains any greediness intino monwene nipa eti o man nu na sa modwe nipa eti o man nu mu a kabon so man ye ti wasumdwem enkabom obi adwene na busuani se na busuani asamto na ebe ne ya enti obi a ni ho wadwempone ewo nipa tirim se okokontoko create problems obeyesi na ntitimu efiri abra kwa menkroma betena akonwa so a enkabom bo oman we ni ekuro we ni no se titimu a mode ba no fa so obe ne wom obeti ananado ota voter for enti no di soldier for akogu voter region se be ya wo ntimi ko register mo amusum nim se Ghana na o close borders a voter register soldier for ko yi omuko so omuko maintain border closure no se nipa ewo ho na so free to go ba na o ye Ghana ni a soldier for iso ne nsa ne ko eko kire sa ampa o ye Ghana ni kurom ni na busuafo ni ya ma na register enso create bad image ewo ho Moshase an MPP ni we ofri Burkina Faso we ofri ade benti na modi ntitimu ba ebina na Mahama te akonya so sa antitimu yi mohun se na eba wo Ghana oti akonya so no bia anka bibi sa amfa mo de ho eso ese mu nti akonya so modi ntitimu eni ohaw eni ade emfa enkabo mu mere Ghana ena modi ba fa so be na mo beje free so me din the daddy Fred adofo no me da mo nyina asese mo try name me sa ba biem emre